to get onto the...
And I'm probably gonna have to rebalance you guys because that's a very loud game. A very quiet Discord. That's better. Yeah, do you need the link, you guys?
It's the Frank
Frank West.
Frank
Oh,
West.
hey!
Yeah, do you need
Just
the link?
to complete the... I always forget to turn that off.
You always have to pick up.
Well, I don't have a second monitor right now anymore. Because I don't have a space for it. So I just use this tiny laptop as my second monitor.
Jesus Christ, Frank. Your central command station is...
My command station is just the worst and terrible and pieced together from what... Well, before my second monitor was just a full-size TV, so...
Well, that makes sense.
This is kind of a step up. And kind of a step down. But let me make sure it's working.
Is Sleeping Frank holding a Tekka even?
20 years ago. The son of the legendary
Yes,
Dante
because
Sparta.
it's from when I did Doom streams.
Mr. Dante.
Oh, I see.
Well, the way I
Actually, if you
figure
could link it, I don't know
business,
if
a
I'm...
lot of your kind comes around.
Frank West.
If I kill each one that comes, eventually I should hit the jackpot sooner or later.
Oh, no! Wow, the Smash Brothers! I didn't know what you were talking about before. It's .tv, not .com. You can hear me typing.
Strange and ironic that it will end the
Thank you.
same way.
Turn you guys up a bit, and then hopefully the stream people watching the stream tell me, as always, if my balance is random because I'm bad, because it always is bad. Like literally always.
It always, to me, it always seems that like Twitch after the fact, like the audio just gets weird. Like things are just louder and quieter than they should be.
Yeah.
There's been so many times I'm streamed on Twitch where it's like, okay, the audio sounds really good, and then I'll play, and then like I'll look at the VOD and it's just my voice is drowned out by the game or vice
Everyone is
versa.
being drowned out by the game? How could that possibly be? Oh, is it not? Okay, I think I can fix that. Hold on. I mean, it'll sound bad for a second.
You made the title of the video.
Which I can't do on this? Oh no. Okay, Scorpion says something.
Hi!
Something.
No, that didn't work. Only Frank is being drowned out. Oh, well that's easy. The problem is that I can't. A little bit. The problem is like I can't, if I do that I won't be able to hear you. God, that's really stupid. Because like it's... How does that even happen?
It's okay, Frank. This happened every single time I ever streamed, so...
Well, it's like I can't... If I change anything, either the viewers can't hear you or I won't be able to... Like, right now I can barely hear you, and it's very uncomfortable.
I don't know.
Like, it's very loud. I don't know. Is this better?
Baby.
Hey guys, is this better?
Is this better? Better.
Featuring Dante from the Frank West series.
Featuring Frank West from the Dead Rising series.
Only real Frank.
Is this good, everybody? Please tell me if you could hear all three of those things. Unless you can't hear anything at all. In which case, like, really, like, they can't hear us talking. The game could be a tad quieter? I don't... I don't even know if that's possible, but,
In this business, a lot of your kind comes around.
I hope this is good.
If I kill each one that comes, eventually I
Because
should
it could be a tad quieter on my end, too, frankly. I guess you guys can unmute the screen and see if, or the stream and see if you can hear yourselves. That's a possibility.
Strange and
So,
ironic that it will end the same way.
Let's try this. Ba 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 ba.
Oh wait, there's no noises happening now. That's really bad. Solid testing.
I could hear
Jazz
just... I could hear Vortex just fine.
Okay. Where's
Just mute the game and have John Vortex make the sound effects. Do that.
It's this one.
Okay, I can hear Toast as well.
How far behind are you? Let's see. Oh, you're pretty decently far behind. Oh well, I'll get a better stream setup next time. For now, you'll just be behind. And hopefully the sound balance is okay.
You just now said how far behind are you on the stream?
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Yeah, so.
Reduced stream delay didn't really do much, huh? Oh well. If I'd had time, I would have done better. But we'll just do this. This doesn't require too much sense of timing anyway. So we left off here, right? Yeah. Yeah, we were here.
Yeah, you beat Griffin and ran to underwater BS.
Yes. We just escaped. Oh, right. We just did the mission where you just swim out of the boat.
Yeah.
That was the mission.
Yep.
I can hear Toast and Portex, but Frank is quieter than everyone else there. Well, the only way I can fix that is by lowering the audio of everything else, which I can do, and then which I've just done. And so now you'll have to raise your own volume. Also, I may just be quieter than everyone else here. That's legitimately a thing that happens.
No one's quieter than Toast. He's a delicate little mouse.
Oh, yeah?
From the Devil May Cry series.
Let's see who's the quietest.
What crazy voice is that?
I speak very quietly.
We'll see who's the quietest. Hey guys, it's time for my DMC ASMR playthrough!
Featuring Frank West from the Devil May Rising series.
Frank West. Anyways, let's get this show on the show.
That's how it goes.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
Oh, okay, so...
ASMR sounds.
What are the fucking... God, I literally didn't remember what the swim buttons were because they don't make sense. So we're actually not in a mission right now, I think. Which makes it the perfect time to go do a secret mission, because that's how this game works. Also, I literally haven't played this since last time I played, so it'll probably be even worse than last time. Anyways, so Capcom was like, you know what they'll really want to do? Swim back into the ship after our excellent swimming section. And then you know what they'll want to do? They'll really want to do like a big swimming section. Like, really, like, just a huge underwater battle.
I hate it. I mean, this reminds me of like the swimming sections in God of War, and those were even like of the action game swimming sequences. Those were probably the best I've ever played, and even then those suck.
Oh Jesus, I'm getting beat up in this thing. I'm stuck. I'm literally stuck on their model. Okay. I'm good now, sort of. This level actually really kind of freaked me out as a kid. I kind of find huge open water scary, and this level just sort of goes... There actually is an invisible wall, but you have to swim really far to hit it.
This one also does not like the concept. Just a common thing for nerds, I guess.
I like open ocean.
I like swimming in the ocean. So anyways, the key...
Like... No.
The key to doing this is just to shoot a couple times and then realize that you're probably going to get hit, but desperately try and swim away anyway. You have to hit and run with controls that are not designed for it. And sometimes the dude just runs away and you can't hit him because you don't aim the gun, it auto-targets, so if they're far enough away you just can't hit them.
It seems the stream is buffering a fair amount, but chat is also saying stream is buffering.
Yeah.
That's probably because I put stream delay on. I could stop streaming for a second. In fact, I'm going to do that because it doesn't seem like it's doing much anyway. So, 1 second. Let me get that set up. But yeah, I put on stream delay to see if it could, or to reduce stream delay to see if it would reduce buffering, but it doesn't seem to have done much. So I guess I can just experiment with turning that off.
Click this button to turn on buffering.
Click this button to make your stream worse, I guess. Where is it? It's channel and videos. It does say it's in beta. Save changes. I think I need to start and stop my stream. So, just a second. Stop. I won't stop the recording. And it's streaming now. Hopefully better. Although you guys are...
Stupid chat isn't watching. Uh-oh. They heard me.
Well, they won't hear you for another 15 seconds, or maybe longer. Tell me, like, tell me... Yeah, see how long it takes. See how long it takes for the fucking... Jesus, it just cut for me. I don't even know, man. You guys might be, like, ridiculously far behind now. Which means you won't get to see how this beautiful swim section in real time.
Yeah. featuring Dante from the Cry May Frank series.
Fuck, shit.
Oh, fuck shit.
These guys are being particularly rude to me this time, actually. Usually you can find several early on who will just run up into you and keep swimming into you, which is really the best way to kill them, is to just sort of face bump them and then shotgun into them.
Like a mighty narwhal. With your nose.
Dante is actually originally going to be a narwhal, but they changed the design like the last second. It's kind of crazy.
The thing is, Kamiya is such a lunatic that it's plausible.
Well, this is before he was a full-on lunatic, is the thing. Like, he was probably already still a lunatic, but, like, no one knew yet. He wasn't
He was
embracing
concealing it all this time.
The new SU is super good. I'll probably watch it in, like, a month when they're all out, because that's what I always do. Portex, do you watch popular children's TV show, Steven Universe, or do you have negative things? I warn you, if you say negative things about it, all of the chat is going to leave immediately.
Oh, really?
Probably.
Steepling my fingers and wiggling them all. That reminds me of the time a chat got super mad at me because I said Space Jam was a bad movie, because I just thought that was just a law of nature. That
Well, it is.
We as a civilization understood that Space Jam was a bad movie, and then cue the entire chat just being like, wait, Space Jam? What? We're talking crap about Space Jam, but why? Why do you think?
Anyways, right after we got out of the water, it's time to get back in the water! But only for a second. Thankfully. And that's the last water of the whole game. Forever. Never have to swim.
Nope. In fact, it deletes
No.
water sections from other video games.
I'm actually lying. That's not true. I'm sorry. Just remembered. Oh, time to do the shotgun canceling. Oh, I'm actually getting it. There we go. This is the fourth advanced technique in the game that you haven't seen yet. So you can... Jumping off of enemies' heads is a staple of every... Oh, God. Damn it.
Mario game? I agree.
Of every Mario game. No, it's sort of a thing. You can jump off enemies' heads in like every Devil May Cry, and you can do it in this one, but it doesn't really have any use. It doesn't cancel any of your moves or anything. But it does cancel your shotgun shots, so you can just sort of, if there's a ceiling above you, you can knock people up into the air and continue to shoot them with the shotgun, as long as you alternate jump and shoot. And it's really fun, and it's the only time you can do it. And Dante, I might have been skipping a lot of these descriptions, but a lot of times Dante, and all over the ship, he'll be like, there's a lot of really valuable shit here, but it can't be used as a weapon. Or like when he picked up the trident from earlier, he's like, wow, it's a trident, but I can't use it as a weapon. I think it's just so that all the people playing are like, don't try and use it, because obviously we were all looking for equipable weapons. But I kind of like to think that Dante is just sort of obsessed with like, use as weapon? No. Useless.
I can't get rid of that.
Just someone hands him like a bunch of money and he's like, stab with? Bah.
Dante no stab. Toss.
Oh wait, do I have all the moves?
I'll get to do my
Yes, I do.
my God of War headcanon whenever you do God of War. That it's the lever pushingest game of all time, so Kratos is just obsessed with levers.
Oh my
really
god.
is.
He gets so mad about levers, it's great.
Dante
Oh shit.
Kratos love lever.
There's something written. At dusk when darkness is near, the curtain shall fall. The dance of the bloodthirsty dead. So apparently that's supposed to be a clue that if I come back later, it's a secret mission.
It's still very Resident Evil.
Very, oh, speaking of very Resident Evil, I'm gonna kill these dudes first. But we'll see some very Resident Evil shit. This area is probably the worst area to fight in the game. And on different difficulties, you fight different things. And these sins really like to go through the wall. I think you're maybe not even supposed to fight them. There's a lot of enemies in this game you're not supposed to fight. And even ranking-wise, like, if you don't skip them, you will go over par time and you won't get a good ranking.
It's like jazz music. It's about the notes they're not.
Well, it's really weird. It's a really weird conceit for an action game, and every other Devil May Cry will punish you for not fighting enemies, unless you're going way out of your way to go into rooms you don't have to. But in this game, again, kind of like Resident Evil, there's a lot of enemies you're not supposed to fight. But doesn't really work because you can totally fight people and there aren't like resources. So, like, you're not using up bullets that you want to conserve. But I think you're just supposed to in fact, I'll just leave one of these dudes open for this bit. Yeah, damn it. Wow, he double hits. That's interesting. So, this is pretty fucking Resident Evil 2. There's something written.
Yep.
But then, this is amazing. This is fucking amazing, and I love it. The skeleton arm appears to be a lever of some sort. Does it? Should I turn the lever? So, someone came down here. So there's two options. Someone came down here, rigged up a skeleton that looks like it's been impaled on the spikes, and made it a lever. Or there was a real man who got impaled on those spikes at some point, and someone was like, well, waste not, want not, I suppose.
Yeah, that's very... That follows the design aesthetic of, God, what was the guy's name? The guy who designed the Spencer Mansion.
Wow, I did really bad on that bit. This game is so emo. And then Devil May Cry 2 was the most emo, and people were like, wow, we actually like the fun parts. This is actually kind of a hard jump sometimes. No, it's not that bad. I guess I've learned how to do it. Oops.
And then sometime after you're done with the...
Never mind. Never mind.
Boop.
Really? Jesus. Can't make out the depth here. Maybe that's just me. Try it one more.
No, it is kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the ones I did not find even scouring the game. Like, I definitely looked up a guide for this as a kid. Because it doesn't... And like, you're seeing it in higher definition. Because I'm playing on emulator. Like, it looked... It was very hard to see. The good news is you can jump straight from here to another one. And one of those is a blue orb and one of those is a yellow originally, but I forget which is which.
Wow, that was a jump right there.
Yep.
I just like how that seems to sum up so much of this game and so much of Dante is just like, oh, because he's here, he can just randomly do shit he can do anywhere else.
Yep. There's so many context-specific things. I don't know.
Oh, but but usually there's like some sort of like, oh, here's a jump pad or here's a teleport pad thing. That's like there's like some kind of in-world reason that he can do this. But here it's just like, nope. When he stands on this particular ledge, he can jump really super far.
Well, you can jump really far if you you can either force yourself to jump far, or you can sorry, that's actually a pretty difficult fight. There we go. It's got an easy out button. A little bit. Okay, they're played out a bit. If you stinger yourself into any edge, you will automatically do the super long jump.
Oh, okay.
But you won't necessarily do you can't do the jump up and down animations. Which are actually like super cheap because they make you invincible, which I'll be exploiting in the next room. But this room I want to talk about because it's fucking weird. So something I haven't mentioned is that this game has random enemy spawns in specific rooms. There's like two and occasionally 3 things that can spawn. And for some of them, it's an adaptive difficulty thing, where if you die in a room and you use a yellow orb, when you come back, it'll be a different enemy group and they'll be easier. Like, it'll put puppets in. And it's a tricky little adaptive difficulty. But some of them, like this room, is just random. You can get... Coming into this room, you can get these dudes with the big lizard, which is one of the only places you ever fight a big lizard. It's pretty much the same, by the way. It doesn't even get his own entry. But you can also fight 2... phantoms, or no, what are they called? Shadows. Unless you're on Dante Must Die difficulty, the hardest one, in which case you will always fight the lizards, and there will be rocks falling in this area. There's no other, like, difficulty changes in the whole game, except literally just in this one room. And it's a really weird room, and it's very open, and, like, outdoors, and I just kind of feel like maybe the dude who made this whole level was maybe not like in touch with everybody
I thought
else?
we were doing the adaptive difficult. We're not. Oh, okay.
And like if you run across this bridge, then like a rock will specifically fall and roll on the bridge, which is like so it's not just random. It's really weird, and I don't get it. And then it never happens again.
Yeah, the more I watch you play and the more you talk about, like, you know, like the Resident Evil routes and all the different stuff, it's like this game is just an absolute mess that somehow worked well enough to be a good game.
I mean, I think that's just something that happens. Oh, speaking of, more proof that the dude who made this level maybe wasn't in touch. There's another red orb here.
Okay.
Which again, this is the last one, and it doesn't. There's no. I don't know why, but it's there. No one told this dude we weren't doing that. Oh shit, Sin Sight. I don't know if I've fought this dude yet. So this dude is a lot like Sin Scissors, but he has 4 scythes, and they sit around the arena, and sometimes they block your sword. And sometimes, and when he gets hurt, he'll like draw them all in and attack you, and that's pretty much it.
Castlevania Death.
Oh no, I did fight this dude, because I showed you guys how he used the wind tunnels.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, this game is very Castlevania 64-y too. I would say they were both going for the same sort of thing. But this game got it more than any other game did, and became the
also Castlevania 64 blows, so...
Yeah.
It's that problem.
Well, I mean, compared to a lot of modern games that have improved on this formula... Wait, why do I still hear the scythe flying around? Oh, okay, I guess it just broke off screen. Things fall through the map. It's fine. But compared to other games that did this later, like, this is a bad game compared to Devil May Cry 3, compared to Bayonetta, compared to, like... Even compared to, like, games that came a little bit after it. Like, it is kind of worse in a lot of ways. It took a while for games to really get it. But once they did, like, most modern action-y games are kind of better than this. Because this didn't know what it was doing. You have unsealed it. I don't really know. Like...
You unsealed it.
I unsealed it. I don't think they remembered to give us a key for that one. They just did it.
Well, like, Kamiya, with a bunch of his games, there's always this backstory of, like, he doesn't... It's not that he's a bad director, it's just that it takes him a while to figure out, like, what direction they want to go in. So he has all these stories of, like, we didn't know what the fuck we were gonna do with this game until, like, several months in. Like, with Okami, they could not figure out for the longest time, like, what to do with it. Like, what her, like, Amaterasu's abilities were gonna be. Until eventually they just sat down and one guy said, what can a goddess do? And they thought for a moment, and one guy just goes, anything? And they were like, holy shit, you're right! She could do anything! And then that's part of where, like, all of her 8 billion abilities come from.
So hey, are you ready for the totally obvious secret mission that's, like, definitely worth going back for? Oh shit, they're really gonna get in my way, huh? Oh my god, I can't get out! Okay.
Wow, the clown car full of lizard men.
Yeah, they really,
Oh, Jesus.
I'm fine with this idea.
Anyway, so you have to start the next mission before the secret mission exists. But your reward for doing it is that it's the worst secret mission in the game. And I'm probably gonna fail it and give up. But we'll see.
I don't know why, but Millie's mentioning Contra, like there hasn't been a Contra game in a decade, and you said one for the DS. Yeah, that was Contra 4.
Yeah, Contra 4
was
cool.
made by Way Forward, and it's tough as balls. So I didn't get far in it, but it's really fun. It's really good.
Yeah, Way Forward knows how to redneck a game.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't mentioned it.
Does
but...
Konami own the? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no. I haven't mentioned it, but there's a lot of cutscenes where, if you ever see a cutscene where an enemy looks like they're attacking me, and then they do attack me, like you have to dodge that, and you don't have very much time. And your first time through, you will get hit by it. And your second time through, you'll probably forget and get hit by it. That one's a particular bitch, though, because you see him wind up for a really long time. Ooh. Did I get him? Oh, he's not dead yet. Shit. That's really bad.
Takes Punk through the wall.
Yeah, these dudes can attack through walls. like pretty much all their attacks. So there's a third dude who's just pinging me from somewhere else.
Stretchy face duck.
But if you fight them anywhere, if you don't fight them here in this awkward camera room, then you have to fight them on the spikes, which is even way worse.
Wasn't that the Japanese subtitle for this game? Awkward Camera Room?
The Awkward Camera Room is actually my favorite porn series. You guys know what I'm talking about.
It's like,
This camera room is what I'm talking about.
you hear the whole interview bit, but then it's like the camera's just pointed to like the armrest of the casting couch. And that's all you see.
I think this camera should get into a fight with the Banjo Kazooie camera. See if he comes out on top.
Oh good, he came in! Wow, that's so nice of him. Usually you have to fight at least one of these dudes out in the spike room. Sometimes both of the two guys in the side will stay in their own spike rooms, and you have to fight on those spikes while getting attacked through the wall by the other dude in the other spike room. And it's maybe like the most frustrating thing in the world, because you can't see their... As if you can normally see, but you really can't see them. Oh no, I taunted too soon! Well, you get to see this. It's fine, I have a lot of health, and... Like with all the shadows in secret missions, they all drop health, so you only need to kill one, and then you get like a bunch of health back, which is always good. Anyway.
That was like a scene of Darkwing Duck. Come here. Ah!
I would love to play a stylish fighter starring Darkwing Duck,
Oh,
actually.
man. Yes, please. Just put it on the Legend of Korra engine.
Oh my god.
Right?
I would play that, yeah. I would play that. Jim Cummings is still alive. We gotta squeeze some games out of him before he finally kicks off.
Did he actually voice Darkwing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought.
No,
yeah,
he was
I know
actually,
voiced
he's been
someone
dead
in
for
that.
50 years. It's been a succession of other people.
I mean...
That's my conspiracy theory. Oh, and I think after your first time, every time you come in, it's always the lizards and never the shadows, by the way. Just to make that even weirder. Just gonna devil trigger you out of here. Now, who do I have this time? Do I have the... Yep, I've got the spiders. That's too bad. Usually you get lizards here. You get a huge pack of lizards, and you can really exploit them by doing this over and over. Because while you're jumping up and down, you're invincible, and they have a really long jump up and down animations. But, well, actually, it's kind of working for me right now, because the spiders are hitting each other with their rocks surprisingly well.
Fight for my affection, spiders.
Actually,
Like
fighting two spiders
is a spider fight.
Fighting two spiders is kind of awful, so I'm just gonna choose it. They literally are exactly the same as Phantom, only they have the rocks with it.
Can we sell official Frank West shirts that just say "fuck it, air raid"?
Well, it's a real fucking shock when you get to Dante Must Die mode and air raid goes from being your easy way out button to actually this does less damage than anything else button. Why do I go on this level? Oh yeah, sorry. I had to go all the way back and forth. I've forgotten what level I'm even on. So our goal is to get in here, and give these homoerotic dudes their poles.
As you do with
you do.
homoerotic dudes.
Words are beneath the oh yeah, because we picked up that shield last time. Although I think it was actually 2 shields? Or there's 2 shields here. There's a red shield room and a blue shield room. Oh, and this is our first optional objective, and only optional objective. So there's another, this is the blue shield room. We only need to do one of these. They're mirrored, and they each have a slightly different thing. Oh, and we get this item too. And I don't really know what happens if you don't. But it is, Luminite, and now we have a flashlight that automatically shines in front of us. Which is also pretty Resident Evil, because there's no reason for this to exist. Unless you're trying to scare me and shit.
Like, it's like, oh, you have to fight in the dark. Okay, but I can kind of see what's going on in my room anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you aren't really in a dark place until now. But I have gone past that Luminite and down to this room just to see. And, like, it's miserable because you really can't see very well. So I don't know, if you don't grab the Luminite, I don't know what happens. There's one on each side, too, I should say, so it's not even just, like... If you go to the other side, you'll also be able to pick it up. I've never not picked it up. I feel like if you... Maybe there's something that stops you. If there's not, then, like, that's really awful to the player. Oh, no! Oh, you got to see his weird attack for a second there. These dudes and normal puppets, or red puppets, can, scream. And if they hit you with the scream, it's just a big radius. Then you get put up on puppet strings for a sec. You might have seen that very quickly before I got hit out of it.
I feel like a weird type thing. I also kind
And
of
that's where I got
around.
my puppeteering fetish.
Wait, did I just say that on stream?
Oh no. Diaper fetishists that think I'm with them are gonna be so mad.
They have a rivalry going.
They both want me, man. Oh, is this the room with the chalice, or is that the other room? It's the other room.
You really miss out on an opportunity when they do the scream thing to not just pause and go scream.
Like a
Freakazoid style.
Yeah, Freakazoid, yeah. Scream. Ah!
So, okay, it's this one. I never remember which is which. Oh, dick, nice combo. So, oh my god, this is actually really brutal. He's giving me the herbs. So there's a really easy way to beat this dude. Because this room has a really weird feature. Which is this little circle, which will refill my devil trigger.
Nice. Another thing that's just like, oh, are we not using the devil circles?
Well, it took me a really long time. Even as a kid, I was like, why is there just one place where my devil trigger can get refilled? And I didn't think of it. Oh, and this is a clue as to how to beat the boss, but it's not actually. It's a clue to what happens after you beat the boss in a cutscene. So, I don't know why it's there, but it's there. But you'll actually see in a second, because we have one new weapon. But first we have to get the, thing. So you can do an obnoxious series of... Oh shit, I didn't fly high enough. Looks like we're doing an obnoxious series of jumps.
Whee!
So, I just want to emphasize, the jump's not too bad with the mid-air double jump, but the mid-air double jump is the most expensive thing you can buy, and there's all these other compelling things you really want to buy. So you probably don't have that through your first time through when you're playing as a kid. So, doing that jump, but you have to jump off the wall, is the worst thing possible. Naturally.
Just the worst of all possible
Also,
worlds.
since they give you infinite devil trigger, if you're hurt, you can just sort of sit here and regen, and then recharge, and regen, and recharge. And you probably will, because, like... because these rooms are actually pretty difficult. But
Yeah,
thankfully,
sometime
it's dropped health.
after you're done with the first Devil May Cry, I'm gonna stream Beautiful Joe 1 and 2 while you practice your
Yes.
other games. So, and everyone will get to see all the stupid Devil May Cry jokes that show up in Beautiful Joe.
Oh, it's dark now. It's night. That's what that cutscene is telling you. You know, come to think of it, I wonder if that's what the clue is for that other secret mission.
Oh,
where it
maybe.
says once it's nighttime. I bet that's what that's supposed to be indicating. Wow, that's some Castlevania 2 level cluing. Thanks, guys.
Just needs a graveyard duck.
So, oh, technically I could have gone right in the door, because I got the lances. But I'm here to pretend to pick up a weapon that I actually already have. But as long as I'm let's playing, let's play it.
Fake gamer, unsubscribed.
Fake gamer
Wait a
guy.
minute, he already has it. You can clearly see in episode 1 that he already has the Nightmare Beta. Oh, nice. Super. Oh, what? Jeez, that attack is huge.
I'm telling you, it's like just a team of Voldos just coming for you.
Well, they are called Fetish.
See. Shouldn't you be able to bend these guys to your will with your main Voldo?
No, I actually made Astaroth.
Do you? I thought you said during Xbox Live with Voldo. Oh well.
I was very good at many characters.
I've been telling literally everyone I meet the first thing is that you main Voldo, and now it's just a horrible lie.
Oh, I guess it doesn't respawn. Okay, so only once then, or maybe only on certain difficulties. There's like a golden vase in here that's very tiny, and you can only hit it with certain attacks, and it mostly just looks weird, and you don't know what it is, but if you do a specific attack that breaks it, then it gives you like a bazillion red orbs. And again, there's nothing else like that in the game, it's just a weird thing. But yeah, no, I was good enough at that game that I had a lot of things, but I mained Astaroth as much as anybody. Because I like the fact that he had the same jiggle physics on his chest as the girl characters.
It's kind of like how Rufus has more jiggle physics than any girl in Street Fighter.
Well, that's good.
It's pretty good.
Does this thing say the same thing? Yeah, it does. So yeah, whichever room you go in first will always have the spears. If that wasn't clear. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Oh, wow, that thing can hit me through that wall, huh? Or at least it can try. This room's a lot easier than the other room, because you don't have to fight anything. But there's a punishment if you screw up. If you fall down, then those shadows will hit you. Normally there's lizards. So, I already have it, but ordinarily, what I would have picked up there is this weapon. The Nightmare Beta. Which sucks a lot. But I'll try and use it when I can, because it is pretty fun.
Well, it looks like an Alien Queen's sex toy.
Yeah, it's weird, because it's modeled after a boss we haven't fought yet, and it says as much somewhere in the... Or no, maybe it only says that in the enemies file. But you have no idea why it comes out of nowhere, but then there's a boss that looks exactly like this, which I'm going to fight in like 2 levels. But this thing's gimmick is it uses my Devil Trigger. It's actually really powerful. It has a ricochet, which will home on. If I can charge it up, and then it's really powerful. But every shot uses my Devil Trigger, and a charge shot uses 3. And Devil Trigger in this game is ridiculously, stupidly overpowered. So the gun sucks, basically. Like, otherwise it'd be really good. The only thing it's good for is if you Devil Trigger and then shoot it, oops, it will shoot shots that have the damage of level 3 shots, and it's kind of decent. But like, mostly it's just eating Devil Trigger away from you all the time. Oh, and it doesn't use, it doesn't use as much, it doesn't use, I think, a Devil Trigger rune when you fire while in Devil Trigger.
Yeah, that reminds me, like, that's one thing that gets me about a lot of games like this and action games. And this game doesn't seem to, because it seems like each of the weapons has their own uses and things you want to use them for, whatever.
Well, there's only 2 weapons, like, so that's pretty easy. Well, no, that's not true, though. The guns.
Well, that's what I mean, is like, you know, there's so many games where it's just like, you have, like, these guns and these weapons and these things, and it's like, alright, well, these 1 or 2 things beat everything, so why don't I just do that?
Yep.
Yep. That's the only problem with a bunch of games like this, especially once God of War blew up and everyone tried to copy God of War. They're just like, add to your combos. You can build up new combos and buy new combos, get more weapons for your combos. It's like, okay, but just mashing the button works, so why would I even bother?
Yeah, a big problem with God of War is that the best combo is like weak, strong forever, and nothing else it comes anywhere close to that.
Yeah, there's like, yeah, you use the, what is it, the chains of whatever.
Yeah.
The main thing, and it's like, and it's like, yeah, you get all this, like you said, you get all this other bullshit. It's just
and
like,
to be fair,
yeah, but
that is actually kind of true of both Devil May Cry 3 and 4. I mean, both of them have big enough movesets. That's not totally true, but it's kind of true of them. But the game gets around that by having, if you get to the point where you've figured out the best moves that do the most damage quickest and you're safest, then you start caring about the style system, and that's like the genius of the style system. Is that it encourages you to like not just do that in a natural way that increases skill and interest. And actually, I think that's Bayonetta's biggest failing is that its combo system doesn't encourage you to use different moves. And so you end up having like 4 strings at most that you want to use. Anyways, this is a totally open arena, which makes it a really... see, we're about to fight Griffin for the 3rd time. Spoiler alert. So they've given us a big open arena so that the camera works really well.
Yay.
Sorry, I don't know why. So the camera...
The camera.
The camera. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just not coming out. Oh, there's this whole up area that you can fight him in, but the instant you go anywhere near the teleporter or up here, he starts doing an attack that is impossible to dodge when you're up here. So, you're supposed to have 2 ways to fight him, but one of them is wrong. And, like, there's a health orb there, and you literally, it's not even worth going for it, because you will guaranteed take more damage. And actually, I'm gonna fight, there's a very specific, this is the worst boss fight. This is the worst part of the game. There's a very specific sequence of moves you have to do, and if you don't do them, you die. Basically. I can't read this chat. Sorry, I can't. I can only talk to my real friends. Sorry, MTD.
We're his true friends, his internet friends.
Alright, he doesn't even really have an intro, he just sort of shows up.
Oh, it's Griffin.
It's Griffin! It's Peter Griffin! Peter!
It's like the Simpsons.
I think that's bad. Remember the time it was Dante from the Devil May Cry series?
Cue 30 seconds of flailing.
Yeah, and like, really unfunny, like... just violence just against innocent people for no reason.
You might be wondering, like, hey, Frank, how come when he's close you don't try and attack him? It's because this dude has a passive ability to control wind that is constantly pushing me away, so you basically can't. It's really awkward, and it's not even clear that's what's happening. But you'll see it happen right here. Well, no, he's gonna fly instead. So, as soon as he starts flying, if you don't switch to pistols and start shooting him, he will start doing a bunch of really awful attacks. And I'm a little bit late, so we'll probably do... Oh no, I got him! Good, I don't have to deal with that shit. But if you're late on that, then he will start doing he will start chaining like 2 different attacks together that are both sort of occurring simultaneously. And it's really awful.
Like, oh, you know combos, I know that shit too. You have played this game, asshole.
Uh-oh, he's starting.
Doing a really good impression of every Twitch chat ever.
Yeah, he'll do that, like, sweeping attack, but then he also has lightnings that just sort of walks around in a chain and targets you, and I'm kind of surprised that I wasn't hit by it more. You can totally cheese this fight out with the air raid, but I'm going to try not to too much. And actually, you kind of can't, because if you use air raid, he'll start doing attacks on you that will hit you unless you de-air raid. But when you air raid, the game is like, okay, I need to do a special cinematic thing, because he's air raiding. Also, I've knocked off his wings so he can't fly now. But the thing about air raiding, in fact, I'll show you. When you air raid, the game has a special camera mode only for air raids. And, what that camera mode means is that I can't fucking see anything. And if he decides to do a long-range attack, then, I literally can't dodge it. I got super lucky. He did his charge attack on me there. This game is being actually very nice to me today, in general.
That's good of it.
It's very nice. Also, if I get anywhere near the edge of the arena, the camera refuses to focus anything but on the arena. It's like the seats of the arena. Because it'll assume, oh, like, he's near the seats, better look at the seats. So you can't back up too far. You have much less room to back up than you think.
I like the kind of like not mistranslation, but just kind of like not knowing how things are said in English. Just the grenade, calling it a grenade.
A grenade gun.
Not a grenade launcher.
Like the,
right?
like
it's a
the
grenade gun. The gun that grenades.
The sniper character in the Chinese TF2 ripoff with the sniper gun, like bolted. And it says sniper gun and it's bolted on her face. Oh, I got a critical there. If you do your fireball just right, it will hit his head and his core body.
Which head?
Yes.
He has like 16 of them.
Oh, this is fucking brutal, actually. This bit's kind of rough.
Being assumed in. I thought it was about to be assumed into heaven. Nope. Wish. Kills Griffin's dead.
See, Griffin is like kind of cool with you.
It's just like, I don't really mind that you're Sparta's kid. I just, you know.
I just really, you know, Mundus did me a solid, man. I'm in the Mundus Union. He's always treated me well. Gives me good insurance.
He's my bro.
Except he's not. Brutal.
Man, those circles are not happy.
Mundus punch.
There's a point in the middle of this yelling where I swear to God it just sounds like he says, "Fuck! Ah!" And I really love it. How does he talk without lips? And MTD says, how does any bird talk?
Yeah, he has extra beaks. That means he can talk more.
Don't worry, Dante. I'm here to help. And clearly your ally.
Easy for you.
Mundus.
Oh, hi, Trish.
His heinous ways make me sick, killing even his own, like they were nothing. He's the one that took the life of my mother, my brother, Shirley. My mother used to always tell me that my father was a man who fought.
You ready for emotion?
He had courage and a righteous heart.
Let's zoom in on her face.
In the name of my father, I will kill Mundus.
Anyways, Trish, nice to catch up. I guess you're just gonna not even pretend like you're not made of demonic energy. It just completely...
Yep.
Just
Trish's main job is just to show up and be like, man, that's some shit. Dante's like, I know, right?
I mean, remember, like, it's so obvious that it's easy to forget, but Dante is supposed to think that she's on his side and is helping him. Where the fuck has she been? Like, they show up on the island, he busts down a door, then she jumps so high that it's pretty clear he didn't need to bust down the door, and then she just doesn't fucking show up.
I told you last time, she had her shift at Coyote Ugly.
She's been working the whole time. She had to get overtime.
I mean, you know, she may be made of demonic energy, but girls gotta eat.
Demons gotta eat. I mean, girls gotta eat.
Oh, does the Coyote Ugly website still have the thing where you could, like, get your Coyote Ugly name? Could I put Trish in there?
Oh my god, I need to know right now what my Coyote Ugly name is.
I'm gonna figure this out. This is for, like, an actual cut. No, I want... movie.
There's one more thing I have left to buy, right? May as well grab it. What the heck?
What, Coyote Ugly on DVD?
Yeah. One final thing I must buy before I pass. No, just one more. One thing that continues through the whole series is you can only increase your you can always increase your health mostly by finding it in the world, and you can only buy a few of the blue orbs in the shop. But the purple orbs that increase your devil trigger are always only found in the shop, which is kind of a dick move. But hey, this game is about dick moves, so. Anyways, it's time to unravel the mystery of the Staff of Hermes, which I think we picked up a couple levels ago? I think that's what we got from the pirate ship, if I remember. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, you just kind of have to sort of remember what your goal is for this level. But again, if they were all stitched together in one big level and there were just save rooms, then, like it was originally going to be, God, this game would be so much worse, for starters.
I remember the first time I played this, I had forgotten that Staff of Hermes existed, and so it's like, unravel the Staff of Hermes. Like, I mean, okay, why?
Oh, and just to show you the camera angle I would have gotten if I got near the edge, it's this, all the way around.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, And the bird's over there? So good. Love it. Is this Cold Stone creamy? Because I like it, love it, and I gotta have it. Anyways, if you go right back in, there's the silliest secret mission, I think. Well, since Spider Babies. The Stairway of Death. Which the game does this great camera pan.
Has a thing on his face.
Yeah, there's like a elite version of it. Oops, uh-oh. I didn't do it right.
Oh, you're in the, you're in a mid-90s website again.
Yeah, in case we forgot that you're in the mid-90s website. GeoCities May Cry featuring Dante from...
I mean, I have the stream muted, but I'm assuming a Master of Puppets MIDI is playing right now.
I mean, kind of.
I mean, I have a separate set of headphones that is always playing the Master of Puppets MIDI at all times. Anyways, if you fuck that up and they all get out of position, you kind of have to... It's just faster to give up and start over. No, I had it! Oh, heck. I'm gonna give it... Come on, you pretty much just have to hope that they're in the right position after that.
It's just such a stupid, like...
It's really stupid.
This is like, okay, how about we line up the skulls, and you jump off skulls, and skulls move around, so you can't jump off skulls.
Oh, I'm so close. Oh, am I gonna have enough power to... Oh, I grabbed him! I grabbed it. I got it. I guess
Good.
somewhere in the middle of that. Oh, shoot, but you didn't get to see. So as soon as I grab that, they want to, like, make the enemies go away, but they can't, I guess, just make them vanish in engine. So instead, they have them all immediately stop tracking you and just slowly sink into the ground without moving.
Sorry, my home planet.
And, like, if you get close, they'll still be like, as they, like, slowly sink away from you. Wait, it's...
Skeleton time over.
Oh, I got so far away from them, they just despawned. That's interesting. And so it just failed me. I guess if I take too long? I didn't know there was a failure condition.
Any sense.
No, it just made the orb disappear too. Oh, probably because I landed up top. I bet that's what did it.
Was that middle skull supposed to be like a Cyclops skull, I guess?
Okay, fuck this mission. I won't do it again. Usually I get it first try. I guess it's kind of random though.
So that's never happened before.
Yeah, I mean, that one I could have got... If I'd had more Devil Trigger, that one would have worked, because I could have just Devil Triggered at the top and flown slightly to the left. Here's another room where you're definitely not really supposed to fight these dudes. If I fight this dude, more of these dudes appear forever. Not forever, actually. You can eventually wear them down, but it takes, like, I think like 20 of them spawn total? Only 2 at a time? Oh no, sorry, you fight the Sin Scissors, and then a bunch of normal Sins spawn, and they just keep coming at you. And like, if you choose to you'd think you'd choose to fight them all for ranking, but if you do, you'll get a terrible ranking, because your time will be too high.
Goofballs.
Anyways, so in the arena we got the Wheel of Destiny. Yes, it's actually called... I was like, it's not called the Wheel of Destiny, that's too easy. No, it's called the Wheel of Destiny. It shall guide you to the land of the beginning. Should I use the Wheel of Destiny?
Which Robert Jordan book are you gonna spawn in?
Oh god. Hopefully the 7th one where nothing happens and they sit in a castle for 20 years and Frank gives up on reading the Robert Jordan series. Also, I think it's pretty cool that it's shooting one of the things on the wall that you hit to make stuff happen yourself. I think a slightly different version, but it's still kind of a neat concept.
Stog would have given up on Devil May Cry an hour in because he didn't like good video games.
Stog likes to find things about video games he doesn't like and complain about. And to be fair, it's hard to go to this game. If this was something you were playing now and you hadn't played other Devil May Cry games and you weren't like interested in it historically, then it would be kind of brutal to play now, admittedly. Oh wait, I want Alistair after all, don't I? Because I have this thing to pick up.
Although now I am interested in Stog playing Bayonetta. I'd like to see his reactions to anything that happens in that game.
Bayonetta is great because... Okay. And this might be a good time to talk about a theory I have. So with character action games, each one of them is actually 2 games. One of them is the game it is the first time through, which is sort of the spectacle. And the other one is what it is your second, third, etc. times through, where it's about mastering the mechanics. And like those can appeal to very different people, depending on how good. Like the spectacle game, Bayonetta is the best. Bayonetta your first time through is the best character action game there is, period. Unless Bayonetta 2 is better, because I haven't played that. But it's just Bayonetta on your subsequent times through, it's not bad. It's still very good. But it doesn't benefit from mastery as much as Devil May Cry 3 or 4 does, for instance. And I think it's not as good on repeated playthroughs, even though it's ultimately a better game just because of how good it is the first time through. Oh, also, this is the first time you're supposed to fight these dudes, normally, on your first playthrough. And in fact, one of 2 rooms in which you'll fight them unless you go really out of your way. But we've already fought them, so I don't need to explain them.
You know,
Other than to say that fighting them with Ifrit makes them less likely to split into 3. If you kill them with Ifrit. And Ifrit does more damage. Which again is a really weird... like, other Devil May Cry games have weapons that are naturally good against enemies. Like how the shotgun's good against scissors. But this game has so many enemies where it's just like... Alistair is good because they're made of lightning. Or Alistair's bad because they're made of lightning. And it's just like, oh, okay. That's weird. I kind of would like to fight them with a sword, but I guess I don't have that option. Where do I... Oh no, that mission doesn't happen yet. That's later. Also, that's the last time you fight the lightning guys. in a normal playthrough.
Oh, we're done.
Unless you screw up, like you don't fight them again. And in fact, if you were playing on normal, so your first time through, those would be the only 2 times you saw them. I'm pretty sure. Like, I think you really have to fuck up and go out of your way to see them again. Oh, spooky. The door has disappeared.
Oh no.
It must
Just
be
like Silent Hill.
Dark powers. Oh, spooky. The middle-aged man painting is exactly the same. I'm just terrified of middle-aged men because I'm worried about getting old. Dante's got fears.
We need to see the sensitive side of Dante.
Oh,
you
you will.
You know what I say? Don't trust any painting over 40.
So, here's Nightmare. There's a strong surge of evil coming from the puddle of water.
Oh man, I remember this fight.
There's a voice in my head narrating things because they couldn't figure out who was supposed to be saying this to me. Strength of the blue stone, which is a hint that isn't necessary. But it's cool. Anyway, Nightmare's actually a super cool boss. Which is weird because he's basically a stationary dude that shoots shit at you. And that should be the worst thing in the world.
So like us.
But it's actually like the best thing in the world because you can all of his attacks can be interactive and countered, but you have to do it right. Damn it. If these little dudes he shoots at you latch onto you, you actually have to shake them off by shaking your control stick.
Ass? Oh.
Like the movement stick. So if one of them grabs me, I'll just sort of jump and shake it around a bunch. Because when they shake off you, they also fall on the ground and do their little ice ball attack.
You have to shake your ass, but then you watch yourself. You philosopher Mystic Alice.
The great theologian.
So this boss is actually pretty complicated. He's got a lot of different patterns and 2 forms. In this form, I can't hurt him, except for this. I'll just do this now. What the hell? So he can do this attack and drag you into the underworld, and then depending on which time you're fighting him, you have to fight a different boss. First, you have to fight your way through, the 90s website, but then you fight a boss.
Yes, dog. This was released on the PlayStation 2 in the 90s.
Are real hackers hard?
Yeah,
Because I'm hacking and slashing.
When I think half Devil Man flying through the sky shooting lightning out of his fist, I think hackers.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that pretty much what Angelina Jolie did in that movie?
I'm pretty sure it was like half the movie.
Stog, I don't know if anybody's told you this, but you're goofy.
I think what we should do is start a blog where Stog reviews video games and people have to guess whether or not he's actually played the game he's talking about. Because I think it would just be indistinguishable.
Yeah, just like a match that you like have a review on the left, and then just like match it to the game on the right.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd also be good. What game is Stog talking about? That's real Hackers vibe. Is it System Shock 2 or Devil May Cry? This will surprise you.
Anyways, if you do well, you only get to go there once per fight. After that, that attack will just hurt you. But if you do well, it's actually good, because you'll get a health orb from the boss, and you do a bunch of damage to the Nightmare. I think you actually do more damage on harder difficulties. I'm not sure about that. Or maybe it's just later fights. Oh, this sucks.
Nightmare's got like glowy lines on him. It's giving me a real Tron vibe. This whole game's giving me a Tron vibe.
Yeah, this is pretty much Tron.
It's pretty much Tron.
Yeah, this dude, I mean, he's supposed to be sort of a techno-organic fight. And that's like he's got a gun named after him, a gun modeled after him.
Is this game made
And like he's sucking up my devil trigger right now. Like I think he's supposed to be sort of like a demonic machine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the first time I played this, I could not even figure out what the fuck was going on.
Wait,
Also, what it just doesn't look like much, but if you time the attack just right, you can hit those spikes back, and then he's vulnerable for a while.
wait a minute. He's a demonic machine. He's like kind of driving around. Looks kind of like a car. Is Nightmare the Dracula? Have we finally found the Dracula?
Yeah, he is the one. Running from the sun? I don't know the rest of those lyrics.
You dig through the ditches, burn through the witches, slam in the back of my Dracula.
Ah, damn, I got hit. So what you really want to do when he goes into his goo form is oh, he's gonna do one more attack, shoot. This blizzard attack, sometimes being next to him isn't enough, because he'll actually just like sweep it. Sometimes he'll just abruptly sweep it around. Oh shoot, this is really bad timing. I'm gonna get it in time. See how, as he's going down is when you want to hit those things, because he won't be spitting out his little dudes. Once you start spitting out his little dudes at you, it can be really hard. They'll just always be there, and it can be really hard to hit the button enough. What? Also, every once in a while something hits me and I don't know what it is, but it just sort of happens. And every once in a while it's right before he does that blizzard attack.
Nightmare's kind of a demonic hovercraft. Now that I look at him.
This is pretty much Herbie the Love Bug when you think
Now
about
you're making me imagine like a Phantom riding around on Nightmare. Okay, so now that I've beaten him, this special mission should be active, I think. Right? Hey guys. See you later.
This is skeleton. Special mission. Just do it.
Dante's running. I'm getting a real Forrest Gump vibe from this game.
He's got a real big sword, and he screams a lot. I'm getting a real Braveheart vibe from this game.
Then we got Stretch Face fight.
So, well, what we actually have is hide and seek. Do you know where the shadow is hiding? You can actually see them up top. Their eyes are clearly visible.
Oh yeah, his little eyes, little dot eyes.
Dante the Explorer here. Can you find?
So we have to find 4 of them, and for some reason this mission, like every mission with the shadows, is front-loaded, and the first room has 2 of them.
Of course.
By the way, Decium from chat said I should do karaoke, like when I recited the Dracula lyrics. So I totally want to do karaoke now, where I just like walk up and just like in a nonplussed voice just say the lyrics. Like the song might
Didn't
not
you do that in your fat guy voice once?
Oh yeah, well no, I actually tried to. I put some effort into it, but I did do Epic by Faith No More in fat guy voice.
Was that the?
At one of the F-less lives.
Was that when Stog went on stage and
Oh, and then I also did
the weird performance art.
I did bust a move too in another FLS Live in that fat voice.
Did I not do enough damage to make him explode? Oh, there it is. No? Yeah, there it is. I think he just exploded.
Delayed explosion.
Doing bust a move in a fat boy voice was fat guy voice was great because like I didn't do it. I think I didn't like do the voice over the top enough, so it was funny just doing karaoke and having a room full of people going fatter, fatter. It was a very interesting experience that I'll share.
I just remember Stop crawling on stage and joining in, just like, stop, go away.
If you get far enough away from the cats or they decide they can't get to you, they will just explode immediately. Which is fun, because sometimes they get confused and you just walk a little bit away and they're like, well, alright, and they just explode themselves early.
Stock does ask important questions. How did they get this biplane in this church?
I mean, that's a genuine question.
Well, I think it's just an old plane, and it's in for maintenance, and that's the old hangar, but like, I think just over time they sort of built it up around it. It's sort of a museum piece now.
Oh,
also,
like how ivy grows on buildings, just churches grow over plane hangars?
Yeah.
That happens.
Sure, why not?
Is he not gonna... I'm not fighting him up there. That's the worst camera angle because I'm looking through a wall. Please! Fine, I'll fight you up here, you jerk.
It's like when you go to someone's house and their cat's terrified of strangers, so they'll like hide on top of the bookcase and then stick their face out and pierce you in the chest with their pointy face.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there.
And then like you do some damage to it, enough damage to it to expose its core, and then you hit it with your melee weapon, but then it like tries to grab you and explode. I mean, relatable.
Yeah, totally.
Hashtag relatable.
I can count the number of sleepovers that ruined.
And cats also.
I can fold that into my Super Ghouls and Ghosts stand-up routine that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to go to like a comedy club like during, you know, open mic night and just do an entire stand-up routine based on Super Ghouls and Ghosts and just pretend like everyone in the room obviously knows exactly what I'm talking about. When nobody the fuck would know or care what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh shit, combo. This room's actually the perfect size to be awful to fight him in all fairness. But it's not too bad.
I feel like a video game version of Neil Hamburger. Just like actively trying to get the crowd to hate you.
Yeah, pretty much what I wanted to do.
I think I forget what band it was, Korn or Slipknot or one of those types of bands like that. I think it was actually Disturbed, where they had Neil Hamburger open for them, and it was great just to watch these like metal or whatever fans just like yelling and just pissed at Neil, just angry, like genuinely angry at Neil Hamburger.
Well, there was also when Slipknot got the Slipnuts from that Conan O'Brien bit, and everyone was super pissed at them.
That's amazing! Oh, I have seen that actually. I remember that.
Yeah.
You know, say what you will about Slipknot's whole aesthetic and what they do and whatever. Like the fact that they were good enough sports to do that, I'm like, you know what? Y'all are alright.
Yeah, they.
I'll never buy one of your albums, but y'all are alright.
As people, you're fine.
So wait, now I've actually forgotten where to go. I think I go here. I think I go through here, and I go this way.
Speaking of Slipknot and Conan, I think one time Slipknot did play on Conan, and then I just remember singing in my mind at the end of the set, Slipknot is all up there in their, you know, crazy people, you know, jumpsuits and the masks, and then Conan walks out and just his giant ass in a suit, and I'm just like, this might be my favorite visual. Just watching him in anyways. So now you're fighting more gifts.
Yep, because I fell in. And I get punished by a kind of boring fight and then a bunch of extra health. Because health is spooky.
Health is scary. Remember, anytime you're in a place covered in skulls, you'll get very healthy.
I do like that the skulls do like that.
Yeah, they wind up sometimes too. They'll be like, gotta get down. It's reacting to the growing evil surge of the darkness. And then we Grayskull the fuck out of it. And then I think that's the end of this mission.
Yeah.
You solved the mystery.
Oh no, there's one more thing. You have to choose which one of these to go through, and one of them gets you a bonus. Gets you a blue orb. And the other one doesn't. So it's just a 50-50 chance, basically.
Yeah. Stock says all my animations come from animationfactory.com. Yeah, thinking about it, those skulls really do look like pre-made assets somebody would put in there, like the Unity.
They really, even as a kid, I was like, these really don't. Even with the mishmash of horror themes we've got going here, these really don't fit. This is my favorite bit of descriptive text in the game. The door's been vanished through the evil powers. Scary.
If I was a demon, that's what I would use my evil powers on. It would be like I was playing The Sims. I would just wait for people to go into a room and then take the door out and see what happens.
Would it be like, I don't know if it played that way, with that one game like Haunting starring Poltergeist or whatever, like where you just screw with a bunch of people in a house.
I like that idea.
Oh, I think I almost remember that when you described it.
I'll link it in the Twitch chat, but it was just like the idea is like there's a bunch of people in a house and you're like this weird ghost dude and you just gotta screw with them.
Evil terrorists have uninstalled my door from my bathroom and now everyone can see me sit on the toilet. That went from my bad attempt at a Stog voice to my bad attempt at Grover? I'm not really sure what happened.
That's a real fear that they tackled on Sesame Street, so I can see why.
Parted Memento. What is this one? Oh, yes. I remember this one. So I think if I go back, there's like a bonus mission. Fuck it. I don't remember well enough to bother to waste your time with it. So, fuck it. You just fight a dude, probably. I don't know. Oh, there's like...
That would be funny if that's the one mission where you don't fight a dude. you do like a word puzzle or something.
No, we do have a very dastardly puzzle in this one. In this particular mission. Which we'll get to. It's the Fearsome Dragon puzzle. And then the Lights and Mirrors puzzle. It's really difficult.
Fearsome dagger on it.
And here's Dante getting really excited about reading again. Yeah, I fucking forgot this one!
It describes
about evil. Evil is a reflection of man, thus evil lurks inside the mirror. One with jewel qualities shall bring the blue stone. Like, they could just say, like, Quicksilver and Dante. Like, you don't... Oh, sorry, it's Elixir, not Quicksilver. Anyways, what they're literally saying is you need to go get an item that you have no other choice but to get. Oh, and this is where we're introduced to Frosts for the first time in this room. Except we already fought them, but if I hadn't, this would be where we were first introduced.
He jumps in the paintings. He should have done like a Super Mario 64, like, woohoo, into the painting.
If you look really closely, you can actually see his shadow on the other side of the painting.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, after you jump through, he's just sort of resting on a higher platform that is, and I think as soon as he jumps through the pane of the window, he goes invisible, but they didn't remove his shadow. Also, this scene here, where the Frosts come at you, is something that gets replicated in every... It's one of several things that just sort of becomes a tradition, and it's even a scene in Bayonetta, for whatever reason. Also, it's the hard... Of all the cutscene attacks, that's the hardest one to dodge. I actually tried to dodge it, and I still didn't. It's just... That one's a real big move. There's just... It's I don't know if it's just really strict timing, or if I'm bad at it.
You're never gonna main Dante in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as well as you main Voldo.
I'm never gonna main anybody in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because it's fucking dead.
Infinite's coming out.
Oh, that'll be great. Sorry, let me try to get... That'll be great. Nope, it's just not coming. I'm sorry.
It has Sigma in it.
Frank, I don't think you want to be taken for a ride.
I don't want to be taken for a ride. Oh, these dudes are here. This is random. These dudes are not usually here. Usually it's puppets in this room. That's interesting. Well, I'll bother introduce them later when I actually have to fight them. These are one of the rare enemies that don't usually get introduced early on hard mode, but I guess they can. Anyways, this is the dragon puzzle. Fuck. I failed a dragon puzzle.
Forget the Dutch angle.
It's a dinosaur. Shout out to Parasite.
It's called a dragon, like somewhere. It mentions it, but it's a T-Rex, so I don't know. Like maybe they didn't know what a T-Rex was.
But there's that. Well, the kanji for dinosaur is fear dragon, so it could have very literally just been a mistranslation.
That's probably true. Anyways, so I solved the dinosaur puzzle, but now I need to solve the light puzzle. Keep in mind, analog sticks are really new, so every game was obligated to have something where you control something like it's really...
Kratos lever!
Yeah.
Huh.
That's a gimmick that lasted for years. Like, everybody was like, an analog stick? I better have them, like, turn a crank or something, right? Oh, and this is the... I forgot to look at the thing that tells you how to beat the dragon puzzle.
As he's reading it, he just gets hit by a fireball.
Oh, and also the most... This particular blue orb was the most hidden one, in my opinion. Other than some of the secret missions. But it's just sort of out there in a... You'll see in a sec, but it's just sort of outside.
Hanging out.
A thing that is, again, not at all hidden to Dante, but it is very hidden to us. Dante's walking by this huge fucking thing. Oh, man. If you with double jump, you can actually jump up from the ground here and not do the invisible platforms, but it's not easier.
Is there some crazy Z fighting going on, or just because it's on emulator?
Oh yeah, that's on emulator. There's a few Z fighting moments, but you've probably missed them because they're really minor. But this is the most notable one. I don't know why. It's something about the lightning. But there was no Z fighting in the original, so
yeah.
Z fighting?
Yeah, they only put the Dragon Ball Z characters in for the emulator version. Literally, no one but us knows what we're talking about, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Toast, what Z fighting is you know, for a game engine, the engine has to know the concept of if this object is in front of that object, draw it on top of it, like, and then cover up the thing that's behind it.
Yeah, okay.
So like, you know, if you had a cube behind another cube, you're not gonna see the one that's farther away because it's being covered up by something that's close by.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Z fighting occurs when polygons are so close to each other that the game can't figure out which one to draw in front of the other one, so it just kind of jitters out and flickers like crazy.
Yeah, I've seen that. You see that a lot. You see that a lot in like Bethesda games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like stuff in the distance will just like there'll be, oh, that part of Whiterun. It's just like, oh, that part of the Whiterun castle is just jiggling. That's funny.
Yeah,
yeah.
So,
A man with guts.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
I like that. But it's a shame you serve Mundus.
You probably want to unmute here. If you haven't. This is probably my favorite fight in the game, actually. There's a lot of ways you can approach it. But I prefer to approach it with Ifrit, and mostly doing counterattacking stuff. Ooh, nice hit.
Stog is convinced that there's a lot of computers and hacking in this game, and I'm not really entirely sure where he's getting it from.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, it does. This guy does look pretty techie, like kind of a weird.
I mean, he did come in for Nightmare too, so I guess.
But that doesn't even look like a machine, and this guy just has glowing shit on him. He's otherwise just a demon. Knight.
I still like what Stog says. Hello, it is me, Cyber Satan. I'm installing a Pentium. Oh, yeah, I got lost in me. Exclamation marks. Sorry.
Virgil's like 10 feet tall. This fight.
I'm sorry, who? You don't know his name.
Oh, sorry. The guy that looks just like Dante. Only he's blue instead of red.
Another reason to use Ifrit for this fight is this part. Because your jump is an attack, as if you bought that. So you can just get rid of the swords from a lot of the patterns. Instead of having to like think about how to dodge this attack, which looks pretty hard. Oh, actually I hit. Shit. Usually you can be pretty mindless about it.
Stog said, this guy looks like the dude you put on the box of a high-end video card. I totally agree with that.
I put demons on boxes for high-end videos.
Well, so do video card companies. Like, have you ever... The covers of those boxes are just like, here's some pre-rendered weird thing. Weird demon guy.
Man, this guy's not being nice to me, actually. He's doing a lot of his sword attacks, and he's covering himself with swords really obnoxiously. He might actually beat me this time, yep! Have to play a little smarter. I only have 36 more retries, so...
You'll get it eventually.
Man, on Dante Must Die mode, though, getting through this dude is... Really, I think it's like the hardest spike in Dante Must Die mode. The hardest spike in difficulty, that is. Oops, wrong item. Give me a sec. Thank you for taunting.
I will be right back.
I'm gonna play a little safer, just punishing everything instead of letting me have fun. You can get away with charge attacking him a lot of the time, because it will go through his block.
He's mad at you. Reminded him that Marvel Capcom 3 is dead.
Man, he might beat me this time too. I guess I could totally cheese him, but I really don't want to do that. That hit me too. Wow, I'm fucking dead.
Get him.
What? Oh, that attack has armor. I just learned something new. Which you'll see in a few seconds. I did not know that attack had super armor. Or hyper armor, I rather.
I was about to correct you.
I bet. Actually, I think I'm wrong. I think it's super armor because I don't break it no matter how many hits. Right? Someone? Anyone? Anybody know that but me?
I mean, I know what super armor is. I didn't know there was a difference between that and hyper armor.
There is, but I don't remember it. I think super armor you can't break through, whereas hyper armor is one hit. But I'm not totally sure. I don't want to fight you this area, please.
Well, I think you get super armor if you get all the regular chaos emeralds, but you get hyper armor if you get the big chaos emeralds.
Please don't disrespect fighting games and Sonic.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry to insult two of the pillars of your religion.
Oh, ooh, that almost hit. That is gonna hit. Nice hit. That was supposed to be a different attack, that's fine.
Hello, it's Trev. Hello, Trev.
Hi, Trev. You're just in time to watch me fail to fight this guy. I don't know who he is.
This mystery guy, we don't know who he is.
Please stop doing the sword so much. I don't enjoy.
Enjoy?
I don't enjoy.
Featuring this bullshit from the Devil May Cry.
Oh my god, so many swords. Why is he doing so much? Okay, I might actually have to really pay attention here and stop talking. But you guys should feel free to talk. Don't.
It's serious time. Alright, so we got some donations in.
Well, I actually don't mind when other people talk. I can totally handle that. It's me talking. I can't concentrate through.
Switch over to the German restream.
Switch over to the French restream. Shout outs to Mr. MD.
That was bullshit. He did that attack mid of my attack. His stinger is ridiculously good.
French Toast restream is just me going like, I like this game.
This game is
really good.
It's a Dante. Devil May Cry. May not.
They're playing this game really fast.
Wow, gee. Let's look at my own personal donation tracker. Oh, nobody.
That would be such a great skit though, the multi-language restream for a speedrun marathon, and the guy has no clue actually what's going on.
So I think you skipped forward punch? Like, I've never played this game, I can't tell.
Did I not see the door, or is he supposed to go through the wall? I don't know.
Oh, that's a glitch. They should really fix that.
That's not out, really.
I was gonna hit. Yep. Shit.
Or it's like, or the whole bit is like he like says like what you should like what would normally happen in the game, like what you should be doing, and then he's just amazed when they do some like speedrun strat stuff.
Like he didn't even know that this is a speedrun.
Oh yeah. So I remember this part. You got to jump on the platforms and you go. Oh, he skipped over all that. Oh wow.
I had this
crazy.
whole thing. I had this whole thing about the lore, but you skipped over it.
Yeah.
Man, can you even imagine if it was just a stream of someone being like, this isn't really beating the game?
This is no skill, you just jiggle the controller and you...
Oh god,
wow, look at the hell!
Yeah, I know.
Jesus. I can't believe I'm losing this bad. I literally just beat him on Dante Messiah the other day.
I swear this has never happened before.
I swear usually I get it up. But what you mean by do it? I'm not, it's not a video game thing.
Stop using your dick to play the game, right?
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I mean, I can always cheat him.
Cock from the Devil May Cry series.
Dick may crack, dude.
Devil May Cock.
But yeah, that is one of my in the actual speedruns. That is one of my favorite things, where somebody like they'll have the person playing, and they'll have like their friend kind of commentating or giving like kind of color commentary on the game or whatever, like saying what they're doing, and it's just like, okay, so the thing is about this. Oh, we already. All right, so next thing is, and I just love when it's like they literally just he just speed ran it so fast he played literally the time.
Yeah, I always like the gags that they did for
Okay, I'm gonna cheat and use a Vital Star. Sorry, everybody.
That's fine.
How dare you?
You're no less of a man.
I'm much less of a man, but not for that reason.
Oh my.
Again, I'm talking about my dick.
I'm telling you, stop using your dick to play video games.
No, I mean, at this point, I've ground it down so much, it's the only thing it's good for. Anyways, welcome to Dick Talk.
Welcome to Frank's Cock Talk.
Wow, nice! He's still gonna beat me, even with the Vital Star. I guess I could just cheese him like this.
Mystery Guy's just acting up the company.
So this is what I was talking about cheesing him.
Get him!
He's gonna hit me with that. I can't dodge it. I'm stuck in the corner. Jesus.
The game is learning. It's become sapient.
I think he actually does have some basic learning. Like, the more you do a move, the more likely he is to dodge it. I'm not... The game actually does have there's several enemies that say in their description, he'll learn if you do the same move over and over, so don't. And I think what happens is the higher your style ranking is, in other words, which is basically a measure of how varied your moves are, then the less likely they are to block something.
I see.
Is I think what happens. No one seems to know that for sure, because every piece of information on this game is totally scattered. Like, imagine if the only piece of writing you could find on the way a game mechanics work was the kid who was sure you could get the Triforce in Ocarina of Time. Because it's literally that. Like, there's no source that tells me how this shit works.
So it's the resurrecting heiress of this game?
Every bit of information about this game is every bit of mechanical information about this game is a resurrecting heiress.
Now I have to wonder if the speedrun community does have some documentation of some sort on the mechanics.
They probably do.
I would think they'd know, even if they skip over the whole, like, looking cool part and just throw shit at things and kill them. I may skip over the more.
What? Damn, he's fast enough to draw than me, even.
You got this right.
Fuck! I'm really failing at this. It's kind of embarrassing.
You're fine. I don't think less of you.
I do, though.
So, 2 against 1. I guess I need to think less of you now.
I mean, I guess I could do the cheese strat the whole fight. I don't know that that's even necessarily the best way to fight him, necessarily, because I think he does start blocking more. What? He did it again! His stupid stinger. There's literally no way to dodge that if he decides to hit you with it. I think I need to play much safer.
Morally safer?
Yes. Ordinarily, I don't mind this, because fighting him is actually really fun, but, like, I don't want to make you guys suffer through the same fight for a while.
That's fine. I can watch you do this like 30 more times.
Oh, good, because that's exactly how many tries I have.
You may be getting your wish.
Good. I woke up this morning saying I want to see this fight until I cry 30 times.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna play safer and not try and style so much.
I wanted to see a man in red coat get beat up by bony demon David Byrne.
That's the name. Has Dave been going? I would talk to Brady.
Pretty much nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
I just kind of chilled out.
Did you not respect our troops?
Oh, yeah.
On this beautiful Memorial Day?
Yeah, I was sitting down playing Persona 5 and then I just looked up every once in a while. I was like, oh yeah, the troops. Good job.
Good job, troops.
I did eat a bunch of ribs, so that's a Memorial Day thing, so that's good.
The troops ribs? I don't think they like that.
No, that would,
I'll ask Isfahan right now if he likes it when people eat his ribs. Eats the ribs of veterans. Do you enjoy it when people devour the ribs of our country's veterans? This is an actual question. I'm asking him right now.
It's about time somebody asked the hard questions.
I think you wanted to know about cannibalism of our armed forces, but we're afraid to ask.
It doesn't hurt them. I assume they grow back.
He really is doing a lot of sword attacks. I don't feel like he usually does this many. I don't know if I'm on like some kind of bad sea or something. Not that that's a real thing.
He goes living or dead. Wait, it doesn't matter. No, I know.
That's such a cover his ass statement. Oh nice, I knocked him out of the swords with my fireball. I've got him. There we go. I killed him with a grenade gun. Much better. Yeah, I think it was too aggressive. Because you can really aggress him out in your first couple fights with him, but this one, like, if you just keep hitting him, he will actually punish you for it. Anyways, I'll be quiet so you can hear the epic, very sad sorry. Because the game never actually tells you anything.
Virgil, Dante, happy birthday. Wow.
So that very quiet... Oh wait, you guys are still about to hear it. I'll be quiet. But then I'll talk.
Trish, Virgil has been defeated.
Oh,
you know what you must do. Now go.
Yes, master.
Oh no! Trish is a bad guy? But I thought she was my best friend. And total hottie.
We got to know her so well over the course of the story.
She's always been right there, by my side.
Except for when she's not, 99% of the time.
By which I mean, she's always been there after I beat a boss, briefly.
We missed the scene where Trish was all like, I wish somebody would fill my dark soul with light, and Dante was like, whatever, and then that was when that started her rage.
Mm-hmm. So, that little tiny voiceover where you can hear a woman saying Virgil and Dante, like, it's happy birthday, is the only hint you get that that dude is supposed to be Dante's brother. But, like, that was very non-obvious, and they don't say it anywhere, other than indicating that dude is, like, an honorable knight. And so no one really knew for sure, and like, I literally did not understand that the first time I played through. Maybe I'm dumb. I'm definitely dumb. But I did not get it.
Yep.
Also, shoutouts to baby half demons just sounding like regular laughing children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go. Also, like, if you go up and interact with that throne like I did the first time, it's like, this is where the Castilian must have sat. And I like that if you examine various things like the bed and the throne, you can sort of get a sense of who the dude who owned this castle was, kind of. And he was... Feels like there's like a whole story there you don't really get to know, and I kind of think that's neat. It's kind of weird, and it was probably written by someone totally random, but it is kind of neat.
He was just like, just relegated to just writing item and environment descriptions.
Hey, we're still in the Resident Evil like creepy ambiance thing, right? Cool. I mean, just checking. You guys don't talk to me much. That's all. Anyways, see, well, I mean, I just keep seeing these things with, like, every time I look at the playtest room, there's, like, a dude jumping around like crazy with a sword. I just want to make sure that my shit makes sense. Okay.
And they're just like, whatever, go.
Just checking.
Blocked. He got blocked from the office.
You guys, you still haven't paid me for the past month, but, you know, that's fine.
So he's basically the Japanese Milton, is that what's going on?
Yes. Also, I was wrong before. This is the last boss fight. Oh boy, it's a good one though. Ooh, okay. There we go. Oh shit, I got hit by the scissors falling, I think. That can actually happen. It's really unlikely in this game, but it's possible. It's much more likely in the later games. Please! Fucking hit the man! Just shoot him a little bit ahead of the time, Dante! For fuck's sake!
He's not cooperating.
Jesus, Dante. There. You have to like swim away to convince them to come at you in a straight line. But yeah, so like, most people figured out that Virgil was supposed to be Dante's brother. Or that dude was Virgil. But a lot of people weren't totally sure, and they were like, maybe this Dark Knight, like, wasn't really Virgil, and like, who was Virgil? Is this a sequel hook? Because they expected a sequel hook, and they wouldn't expect, like, the weird mystery of his brother to just be, like, not Just be left open.
Just not resolving it.
Yeah. To be like essentially not totally resolved while also seemingly ended. Because like you killed him, so you have to stand on that little tiny thing to get the orb. I think I'm not gonna be able to have to swim up in time now. Nope. Oh well. But of course,
yeah, without knowing that he was that you know Virgil was his brother and all that, without knowing that in advance, I could see that being kind of like, you know, that was kind of vague. I could see that.
yeah, like I don't think I heard the voiceover very clearly the first time, and I didn't like totally get what it was conveying, and I just sort of missed it. I was like, there was something there. I didn't get it though. The philosopher's egg, the famous philosopher's egg. You're not really supposed to go swim that high. You're supposed to swim halfway up, and then like these little dudes on the wall are supposed to show you where to jump. But like, everybody swims that high, so I don't really know.
What's the stone the philosophers used? You know, the philosopher egg.
The philosopher egg.
That's what they used to make the ultimate breakfast.
I believe that each ingredient in the breakfast held a tiny version of that breakfast within it. Yeah, that's right. I'm making homunculus jokes on a Devil May Cry stream late at night.
Anyway, a good thing to do is to pre-hit this button before you fight Nightmare. Yeah, just hatch an egg there. There's nothing interesting. It may take some time for it to transform, specifically the length of one boss fight.
I really wish it literally said that.
Oh hey, it's hackers again.
Yeah, hackers. But yeah, if you don't hit that button, then you do have to go through a phase of him shooting the little guys at you while you try and get at the button. He's just gonna get on my devil trigger, it's fine. See, he's gonna sink down, and I'm gonna hit this while he's sinking down. So then I don't have to fight any of the little guys. It's so much. If you don't get the timing right, it's really obnoxious. Oh, I didn't get him. Oh shoot, it's this attack. I thought it was a different attack. I almost got hit. After this attack, he does something that sucks your devil trigger, which is kind of a bitch move.
What an asshole.
Also, it's worth noting, if you're not right next to and touching the little buttons on the wall, you will home onto Nightmare instead, and you will not hit the buttons at all. I mean,
He's just like, no, I don't want that thing. I want that guy.
oh shoot, a different attack. Oh, okay. This one's his best attack, I think. Yep. If you knock it back, you can get... He's vulnerable. But I failed to, and now I'm probably going to have to restart this fight, but we'll see. Yep. Nailed it!
No.
Yeah.
I actually think this fight, once you know what you're doing, and once you've done it a few times, I think this fight's harder than the next Nightmare fight, because the camera is much worse, so you're more likely to get hit by a random attack.
Camera boss, the strongest boss in the game.
It really is. Not that the camera in the next Nightmare fight is good, but it's weirdly zoomed in, but you can kind of always see what he's doing if you know what he's doing. Ow, shit. Oh, I just realized I could have cheesed it out by doing... God, I'm still in Devil May Cry mode. I just realized I could have cheesed out Virgil by just doing air raid a bunch. Like, that's the easy button, and I forget. This really sucks in the hardest difficulty. Damn it. Didn't even do it the right way. Please, start me up.
Alright, running.
Wiggling his head around.
Like,
Get off of me!
I don't like it.
Oh, nice, I got it. If you go from one part of his body to the other, like, you sort of do the little hop-down thing. Which is really adorable, because Dante is literally on a demon. Oh, it's just... Ooh.
Demon on demon action.
God.
I'm just gonna stay over here, fuck it. Oh, I should probably get... No, I don't think I want to get sucked in. Because you fight Griffin if you get sucked in this fight. So fuck that.
You get to see your husbando again.
It's literally the worst. Because he does have... All of them have less health, like the shadow versions. Actually, wait, hold on. I think there's a bit of his file I need to show you, if I remember it properly. Let's see. Oh yes, when you're surrounded in its gel-like form, you will be teleported into an evil dimension. You must defeat the evil spirits that rule the dimension. The evil is a reflection of Dante's trauma that rests in his subconscious. I freaking love that. It's so... Like, there's so many things like that, which is like... Wow, the dude writing this still thought they were doing the psychological horror Resident Evil thing, huh? I guess no one told him. Oh shoot, I'm getting... Oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, see, I got hit by like the tiny little white lines that I'm not sure how to dodge exactly. And it might kill me. Yeah, I don't know.
You got this.
No, he literally, like, I don't know. It's just, he shoots out tiny little white lines while charging that attack, and you can't see them, and I don't think you can dodge them. It feels really random if you get hit by them or not. It's the only part of this fight I don't like. Oh, I didn't hit the button first. Oops.
Yeah, I know we've kind of said this in so many ways before, but this really is like, this game really feels like, you know, like an NES, like that NES remix game. Well, not an NES remix, but the NES, like that Flash game where you could like, oh, it's Mario, but you can play as Link or...
Oh, yeah, Mario.
Yeah, what?
Crossover.
Yeah, Mario crossover. This feels like that kind of game, except it's like the base game is some like survival horror game. You can sub in like an action hero game. So it's like, because everything about it feels like, yeah, like all the flavor text and all that is like survival horror, but then you're just this dude jumping around with a sword. Like even like the camera angles and all the horror stuff it tries to do.
Maybe Leon Kennedy kicked the door so hard that he broke his foot, and Dante had to take over the game for him.
Man, maybe as soon as this game ends, like, the STARS team shows up at the aisle and they're like, let's do it! Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell happened here?
Jesus. Yeah, taunt the button. That'll work. Thanks. That's what I wanted you to do.
Good.
Oh wow, I actually got that.
Yeah, take that button.
You like it when I hit you, don't you, little bitch?
Sat there and took it.
I do like the concept of Dante just like taunting inanimate objects.
Suck it, button.
He tries like the waffle maker, and he's just like, yeah, you make that waffle, you little asshole.
Then it instantly starts burning. It's like, oh.
Ooh, at least I dodged it.
Why is it shooting little flame from charge?
I don't know what those things are. I could look it up if you're really interested.
This represents the gnawing insecurities of Dante as he goes about his life.
No, I think that they're like darks. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe they are like souls of the dead. Or something.
Sure.
Of course they are.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, what wouldn't it be?
Whoa! Okay. Dude almost got me with the sword.
The design doc of this was like, they had a whole design doc, like a whole design bible for it when it was like a Resident Evil type game. They just threw that out and they just wrote down, devil shit happened.
Yeah.
Because really there's just
Yeah, this
nothing,
dude's definitely, come to think of it, this dude is definitely a holdover from that. Because he's like a biomechanical zombie goop thing.
Yeah.
It's true.
But not that it needs it. I mean, it still looks fun without it. But it's just like there's just no like unifying like design or world, or it's just like video game shit happens.
Well, to be fair, I mean,
Which
the
is
impression
fine.
I got as a kid, not knowing anything else, was just like this dude is fighting every type of demon and ghost. Like that was just the like it was just like this place is so fucking haunted that like it's some sort of Ghostbusters fucking team up here. Like I don't know, man.
Every ghost is just partying right here.
Like usually you'd see one ghost or two ghosts, but in this case it's like the ghosts who haunt inanimate objects are the scissors, and like the Sargassos are just like random ass skulls, because I guess they're here. Just everybody. And I think the game is kind of trying to give you that impression.
He's crashing the monster mash.
That's what we needed. I really rebooted the monster mash.
I think that's how this game got started. Camilla heard the monster mash and was like, this needs to be way more kick-ass.
Monster mash, you said?
As in button mash? I'm in.
What if the player could do the mash? Oh shit, I guess. Oh man, if this thing hits you, it can multi-hit you, and it can literally one-hit kill me with this much health if I really do get unlucky.
Oh dear.
But if you hit it back, you get a really long period of vulnerability that you can just wail away on him with. Got it. Also, if you didn't notice, like, he has different cores that get destroyed, and then he's supposed to have slightly different attack patterns, but as far as I can tell, what attack patterns he has attached to each core are random every time you start the fight over, so... Wait, what is he doing? He's doing this attack. I'll just skip this time. I think he specifically does this attack when the game knows I have Devil Trigger, because after it he does suck the Devil Trigger out. And I think the game is smart enough to... Because it seems like anytime I actually get a significant amount, they'll do it. It's this one. Nope. I tried to deflect it on the first two go-arounds of this move, but then it's going too fast and unpredictably. It's actually like it's not random. I believe it does the exact same pattern every time. It just depends on what direction it starts out going in. But it's not really practical to know that info, other than to know that it does two full sweeps at first. Jesus, let me hit you when I have Devil Trigger so I can kill you.
No.
Got him. Okay, this might be it. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna do enough. Oh, I got him. Nice, just barely. That took a while. His last form, he just kept doing things I can't hit him on. But there we go. Just in time. My egg timer went off. I am the first key. The second key resides in the mirror dimension, which is not the underworld. It's different.
Sure.
Even though it looks the same. Shut up. Dante's got a free... Wow. I think this is one you mentioned before, but on the clear image you're about to see in a sec, there's something kind of wrong with his face?
Yeah, I mentioned that last stream.
Yeah, I couldn't see. By the time you mentioned it, it already had text
He looks
over
like
it.
He looks like Steiner from Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, he does.
with like better hair.
That's weird, because that's just a render, so like, what did they do?
I don't know.
Does Steiner have hair? I haven't played for enough.
It's
Yeah, he
me,
does.
Dante.
He never takes his hat off, but I have seen like renders of him without his helmet. He does have hair.
Oh, okay.
He must have hair in the concept art, because Nomura likes drawing hair,
I'm
so...
looking forward to you playing Final Fantasy IX, because
Me too. Yeah.
it's fun.
And I've heard you got me the PC port, and I've heard the PC port is really good. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to give
the
that a shot.
PC port of Final Fantasy IX is actually like runs really well and has some nice additions and like isn't ugly garbage like the Final Fantasy 5 and 6 ports are.
Yeah.
This
And
is
to
the part
be
of the
fair,
game where I
this-
always forget what I'm doing. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Just to let you know why I might be wondering. But go on.
I just
talk
wanted
about
to,
Final Fantasy.
all I want to say was just the 7 and 8 ports are all right, too serviceable, but this just, they're not terrible. Although you need to mod them a little to make them. You need to at least mod 8 to put the actual good music in there, as opposed to the MIDI bullshit that comes with the game.
Oh, that MIDI was too strong.
Oy.
For Final Fantasy 8.
Oy vey, it's bad. I still need to play 9 first. I don't want to do this until I play 9, but I kind of want to play 8 again just to experience it, because like
That 8
first time I
was good.
Oh, the 8 stream was great. I enjoyed that immensely. That was really fun. But like, I kind of want to play it again, kind of knowing just what's in store for me there. But yeah.
I should show you the Final Fantasy 8 stream sometime, Frank, where I explained the junctioning system via chicken nugget metaphors.
I do love a good nug. Magical nugs?
The nugget system.
Alright, settle down there, Cheech.
So now we're in the mirror dimension, which is actually super rad, and I really like the design of it.
You're in Moonside.
And then we're gonna fight nobodies who are not super rad, and I really don't like them. So these dudes laugh a lot and randomly change size from big to small, and when they're big, they can just sort of hit you anytime they feel like. So the key to fighting them is a lot of single hit attacks and then running away. Also, anytime, including in the middle of your combos while you are successfully hitting them, they can choose to drop one of their eyeballs out, and then the eyeball explodes and hits you for a lot of damage.
That's happened to me
As they do.
in life.
The only time you're safe from that is if they get knocked upwards. Which you won't get to see.
That's a common stressor.
Also, I love their walking animation.
Yeah. They're called nobodies, and they're described as just sort of like shitty ass demons who hang out near the edge.
Living on the edge.
But if you do oh yeah, and they can suck your demon energy, which is the thing that they use to encourage you to actually come fight them. They are pretty vulnerable to air raids, so fuck it. The thing is, if they go big randomly, and if they go big, you have to hit them until they go small, and then you can kill them once they're small. So it's pretty much just like they can just randomly choose to have more health. So what I end up doing a lot of is grenade shot and then stinger. It's pretty much the only way to fight them. If you juggle them upwards, they'll sort of get knocked up, and then they won't drop their eyeballs if they're knocked up. They don't like go up in the air, they just sort of stand up on their back
Just
legs.
like chicks. Doesn't make any sense.
There. Did a bunch of... Oh no, not quite. Oh no, yes. They also have really long dying animations, and then they explode. So anyways, I did something here. I picked up... What did I even pick up? Oh yeah, the Philosopher's Stone. It's the key to unlocking the gate to the underworld.
Obviously.
You mean the Philosopher's Egg, right? Oh
No,
no,
you
there's actually a stone.
There's actually... No, the egg hatched into the elixir.
Obviously.
Which simultaneously is one of the keys to the underworld, and for no reason at all opens up towards the other key. So you can walk over here, and there's like a whole sort of ruined ass castle and shit. And I don't know. As a kid, I spent a long time looking out here, sort of being like, trying to figure out through the low resolution what was out there, which I think is really... It's something we don't really have anymore. Oh, I don't have... Hold on, I'm gonna get a Devil Star so I can grab that. You can only get this orb by flying, so... I mean, for the most part, it's good that we have more higher resolution things, and people are more imaginative with what they want to do, and, like, they're more able to capitalize on their imagination. Like, back in the day, there were so many concept arts that were way fucking cooler than the game itself. Like, Drakengard.
Oh, do you have a cold, Frank?
No, it's just... it's just something... Drakengard was really bad. Sorry, I don't know what that was. Anyways, Drakengard was really bad. But, like, there is something to the fact that, like, back when you couldn't see shit as well, and, like, faraway shit was rendered, like, opaquely, and you couldn't go to it, and, like, it was sort of, like, there was a sort of mystery that you don't use, like, nowadays. I mean, like, it was really cool, and open world games were new. It was really cool, like, that far-off mountain, I can just walk to it, but now it's like, oh, there's a far-off mountain, and it's just a mountain if I go to it. Whereas, like, back now, like, there's just this whole fucking ocean, and the way the horizon tracks with the ocean here is not something you get in a modern game, I feel like. And it's a really stark image, even in the dark gray area that I'm in now. Or, like, the far-off ruined castle that's low enough resolution that you can't totally make it out, and you sort of have to guess what it is. Like, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I think there's something to that.
Yeah, I think it's also a point in the favor of, like, picking more stylized and simplistic art styles. Like, not everything has to be super duper fucking realistic all the time.
Yep. And it's why even though everyone says they're really tired of pixel art, they keep liking games that do pixel art well.
Yeah.
They're just tired of shitty pixel art. Also,
that I am.
if you're wondering, like, how are you supposed to know to go to this puddle? I have no idea. I think you're just supposed to wander. Because, like, your natural inclination would be to go through the other mirror again and get stuck in a loop. To me, that's what I did. I don't know. I don't know what would drive you to come back here. I guess earlier, before you fought Nightmare the first time, you saw that and it was like, it seems evil, and that was your clue to come here once you have the keys.
Which is a shitty clue since Dante seems to think everything in this castle seems evil, regardless of how functional it is.
Wow, Stog, I don't like these images of Pikachu.
I do. This looks like something Dante would fight. Pika arm.
It looks like it looks like a Shadow Hearts enemy.
It does.
It looks like a Shadow Hearts enemy.
Yeah.
The evil darkness is whirling with its mouth open. Wow, look at this fucking poet over here. Wait, this is also really good text. The evil darkness is whirling with its mouth open. This must be the gate of the underworld. Exciting. Like, what? I fucking, like, he's just like, you know, whatever.
As you do.
I guess it's nice. So, wait, first let me save. Now we're in the underworld, and it also, I think, looks pretty... This game does a really good job, and it's kind of, like, it doesn't shove it in your face, so you don't really notice. I didn't notice that well, but, like, the way that things just get gradually more and more fucked up in the environs, like, the first enemies you fight are less creepy than the later enemies. And even, like, the castle gets darker and creepier as you go on. Like, I mean, it gets dark into nighttime, but also, like, just... You know, you go to the pirate ship, and then things really start to get weird, and then you come back to the castle, but all the lighting's weird, and the camera angles are more Dutch. And then you go into the mirror world, and then you go here. And it's just completely... And it's just... It really does feel like you're going further and further into a fucked up world, which doesn't... One of the reasons you don't notice it is because as an action game, you don't... Like, you don't notice that, because you're fighting things.
Yeah.
But in a Resident Evil, like, that would have been really cool.
I guess if there's one thing in this game you can call subtle, it's that.
It's the one thing. They spent it on that.
Oh, he dodged it. Nice dodge, buddy. Where's the other... Dude, he's been sniping me. Here he is. Nice! There we go. Wait, is this where the secret mission is? No. That's the other room. Okay. There's one more secret mission, but it's a special one, and I'm gonna try not to miss it. But if I do, I already have the item you get from it, so...
Special.
Whoa.
Oh, right. First we fight Nightmare again.
The third time.
In a room that's really fucking rad as shit.
Help me!
Technically, I mean, you pretty much do fight every boss every other level, but Nightmare feels particularly condensed because the levels where you don't fight Nightmare are short.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like you fight him 3 times in a row. It gets a little tiresome if you're going straight through. Whereas, like, Virgil, I think Virgil is also every other level. Or at least the last 2 are, but... Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't feel as cramped.
Yeah.
Anyways, this fight is basically the same, only it's a little bit harder, a little more enclosed. He has one new technique. In goo form, he can attach to the wall and then shoot out things, shoot out the little vermicelli at you. But it's not a very good attack, and if you keep him in not goo form, then it's not really a big deal. It's otherwise just a harder version. Oh, and the button doesn't last as long. But you're right next to it during the fight a lot more, so it's a lot easier to keep re-hitting it.
Try taunting it. I hear the help.
I didn't try to hit it. A fun thing is that it doesn't actually matter where you're aiming your downward striking attack. To hit the... If you're looking to counter the spikes, it'll counter it either way as long as you get the timing right. Also, he will not do the sweepy into you into the underworld attack if you're standing next to the button, because otherwise he would pretty much always interrupt you while you're hitting the button.
I guess that makes sense. Could he fight if he pulled you in this time?
Oh, this time you fight Virgil. I mean, oh no, we know he's Virgil. I don't need to do that joke anymore. And I'll probably do that because I feel like this time it takes off a particularly large amount of health. It seems to. What? Damn, I must have jumped into it. That's really bad. That attack's not too hard to dodge, but if you do get hit by it, then, like, you'll probably get hit by the next set of it. Oh, I should have let him hit me into Virgil. Because I could use a health refill if I don't screw up on Virgil, which I will. You have my promise on that.
No!
I'll let him go into goo now, and... Well, he's gonna do one more attack first. Please? Oh my gosh. Wow, I don't know how that did so little damage. Please? Oh, he was about to do it. Nope, he's gonna go up on the ceiling instead. I'm probably gonna die because I have 1 health. Also, there's no... A weird thing is that the bosses I think you fight in his underworld area are guaranteed to drop health, but they're not guaranteed to drop a specific size of health. So they can drop a big health, or they can drop a tiny health that does, like, nothing.
It's kind of a fuck you.
Pretty much. Also, I'm gonna laugh when one of these dudes kills me before I even fight Virgil. Also, in case it's not obvious, they're sort of see-through when you're far away and you can't hit them. Even if you do your wiggle shotgun.
I like that they do just kind of stare at you while you're...
Yeah, they do look at you.
It's like, are you gonna come and fight, or... What should I do, Dede?
I'll just keep going. Oh, also, it's worth noting, you can actually go find the... I think because they can't load the boss in dynamically, the boss is loaded in ahead of time while you're fighting the skull dudes, and you can go find them, and they're just like a black outline that stands there and is like, please don't look at me.
No, ignore the man behind the curtain.
Wait, I'm supposed to have this equipped. Probably gonna die right away, but we'll see. No, I'll just cheat him. No, he's gonna do the one move that doesn't get... Yep. Yep. That's fair. That's what I get for saying I'm gonna cheese him.
Yeah, if you didn't say that, he wouldn't hurt you.
You thought you were gonna cheese him, but you didn't know he was lactose intolerant.
You kicked... Portex, can you kick him from the Discord?
Yeah, I think so. I can ban him from
Okay.
the Plus Discord.
Bye.
It's been a good run. See you, Toast. You're done. You'll never joke in this town again.
Oh no.
What you tell him give for shitty jokes? You can only do that for 8 years before we kick you out.
We've actually had a tally of how many shitty jokes you can tell, and that was your 100,000. Maybe I should put on Ifrit, actually. Hold on. I'm gonna do that. What the heck? Let me just see what the difference in damage is, because I feel like it's slow. It's not. It's not really much different. And I'll have to switch back every time. Never mind.
Oh well.
That was a fun experiment, everybody.
We're uncovering the secrets for the metagame for the free.
Are you gonna do something? There you go. Oh, that's gonna hit. Bad timing. For this attack, you want to be as close as possible so when it ends, you can just get there without losing too much of your devil trigger. Oh shit, I can't see where it came out. Oh, there it is. I can see it.
Here.
There we go. Oh, no! He can do his ceiling attack and just avoid the lights, too. He kind of has to do really specific timing for that to happen, but... It's like you'll never get hit by that attack, you just have to move, so it doesn't really matter, but... Oh, what? I thought I got that. This is an attack you want him to do, the Ice Blizzard attack, because it gives you so much time to hit him. So that was actually really good.
And just get on his neck, question mark? Start wailing on him.
Body?
What are you, thing?
I'm not going for that one, I got bad timing on the jumps. Joke's on you, I don't have any Devil Trigger to suck. It's my B. And again, one thing that's really sort of anti-Devil May Cry and action games in general is just like, they pretty much just want you to do the one attack on him. Every once in a while, if you're on top and he's doing the ice attack, you might be able to get away with doing the multi-hit thing, but for the most part you pretty much just want to do the one good combo. Even though you have several moves you could do. And I didn't see a problem with that, because like, you know, I mean if you have a gun, you just shoot the dude, right? How is this different? My basic theory is that everything about this game that is Resident Evil was stripped. Like, everything about this game that was Resident Evil is the stuff that isn't Devil May Cry, and didn't make it into other games. Now we're at the part of the fight where I don't have any Devil Trigger left, so I have to scrape and beg for it.
Please.
You know, I should probably have the grenade gun equipped for just that reason. Sorry, there's not a lot to say here. This dude's just a tank. Literally.
I get it.
Well, everything that could be said about Nightmare was said with fought him 18 times.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, he's a bit of a drag when you do it all in a row. Did he just Devil Trigger? He did, I think. Oh, that's something I haven't talked about. So in, wait, no, let me concentrate on this deck. Because I don't want to fuck up. I got it!
Work.
So in Dante Must Die mode, which is the mode I'm not playing, but it's the hardest mode, the main gimmick of it, other than that everything is harder and has a lot... Actually, everything has a bit less health, although it does more damage. But the gimmick of it is, every fight has a timer, or every main fight has a timer, and after a certain amount of time, all the enemies will Devil Trigger. Which means that they can't be flinched by normal attacks, and they can be flinched by some attacks when you're Devil Triggered. But not all of them. It's really brutal. And bosses have a similar function where in their last like 20% of health, they will suddenly get way, way faster. But fighting this dude on that mode, he just has so much fucking health at the end. Oop, I almost fucked that up. Oh boy. I'm kind of too late to fight Virgil and have it matter, actually. So I'm just going to try and avoid that ability from now on. Okay, I can't see shit. Jesus. This is a fight where the camera always is on you, and you can always see the enemy too. It's just that the enemy gets in the way in this one. Like, the camera is usually between you and the enemy, and they sort of trying to make them translucent in some places to make it so you can see, and it kind of works. But it doesn't really work very well. Don't worry, we're almost to the part of this fight where it gets slightly different.
Ooh. Forward to that.
Oh, it's the beam attack, shoot. I almost missed that. There we go. But Trish, my very much friend and pal and ally. Well, I mean, wait, who could have done this?
Oh no!
You fool! You're so
Where did all
easy.
last time I saw yellow lightning it was
You?
Humans, what sweets. You should know better than to trust a stranger. Your presence has become a hindrance to my master's bloody scheme.
I mean,
Now die!
who could have seen this coming? So, you should have known better than to trust a stranger, especially one that, like, throws a bike at you? Like, that's kind of a red flag.
yeah, she established herself as being really trustworthy early on.
Her counter to that was, no, wait, I'm actually on your side. So, okay. Anyways, so now every once in a while, from the corners of the screen there, Trish will shoot a lightning bolt at you, and you'll see it appear for a second as a yellow circle, and then she'll hit, and it changes the fight not at all.
Yeah, if I was Trish, I'd just be like, well, what can I do to really mess this guy up? Okay, how about the last third of that nightmare fight, I sometimes shoot lightning in there.
What was she
Nailed
doing
it.
the rest of this fight? Just being like, he's probably not gonna make it. Ooh, I got it through the wall.
She's on her phone.
Oh, okay. So now we're in the super form of the fight, which is really cool and great, and I don't know how you're supposed to fight it without air raid. Oh god, please don't kill me. It's gonna kill me, it's gonna kill me. Son of a bitch. I should have bought a Vital Star. It's a real bitch move. It's the biggest bitch move in the game, other than Griffin existing. Okay, in fact, I am gonna buy a Vital Star. So, you can, like, go right now. You can leave. And come back in, like, 10 minutes. I'm really sorry.
No, I'm sticking around. I'm seeing this through.
Shit, he just took off some of my health. Oh well. That's a good trade-off for the Vital Star.
Toast, bring me a sandwich. I'm hanging out.
Okay.
I mean, the good news is I can literally just, like, restart the level and be right here again, so... That's sort of the good news. I don't know if that's the good news.
That's the good news.
You know what? Wait. Yeah, I do. I'm just gonna cheese this with holy water. I won't make you do it again. I can hear the despair in Boots' voice. I keep calling you Boots recently. Is that bad?
Why?
Why are you calling me that?
Because Boots is like the host, and I always want to say Boots. Oh, that's all it does. Okay. Let's see. Is there any other way I can cheese this? I guess I could use Untouchables at the end. That does not do a lot of damage.
They were just like, no, it's gotta be a badass boss fight. It's gotta take an hour no matter what.
Oh, it's that attack. Jeez, I almost missed it again. I'm gonna go see Virgil. No, I'm not. He's gonna do that. Then I'm gonna go see Virgil. Oh, he hit me. And like the ankle. And it did like 1 damage. Wow, that attack really is shitty. It doesn't even do damage. That's amazing. I didn't realize how bad it was. Man, these weapon switch animations were so cool. They're still kind of cool, but they also take forever now. Where's the next one? It's up there. Wait, where's the dude?
Where'd he go?
Oh, okay, I saw him for a sec. Camera doesn't want me to see him. The camera wants to hide him.
Well, the camera's not on your side.
Oh, health! Bonus health. No, the camera is definitely not, my friend.
Camera demon.
I think this is the last truly tedious thing in this game, I will say that.
I don't believe it.
I believe him.
And I also promised that the other games do not really have tedious bits, or at least not very many. There probably are some that I'm not thinking of.
Don't worry, I mean, like I said, if I end up streaming Beautiful Joe...
Yeah, that game is...
I mean, I have save files on both of them that don't... that, like, have all the stuff on, like, New Game Plus stuff, so I wouldn't have to deal with it. And unlike Devil May Cry, doesn't take out any cutscenes for it, but... Still, if I decided to just do it just straight from the beginning, I would still probably get my ass kicked. That was fairly regular. Not fun.
Ooh, that almost hit me. Gotcha. So hopefully that takes a very big chunk out of the man's health. Didn't give me much health back, but I pretty much ended with what I started with, so... I should be okay. Oh, that's a nice solid chunk. That is very good and will speed things up. And also gives me full Devil Trigger, which is nice. Hopefully he doesn't do the move where... He's doing the move where he stopped it. I don't even know why I started that sentence.
Did you ever play the PlayStation version of Beautiful Joe? Someone played the GameCube one.
Which one did I play? I played the PlayStation one, yeah.
Okay, so that's the one that has where you can't play Dante. Did you feel like it?
Yeah.
Now Alistair gives him Sassmouth when you beat him.
Yeah, that was the one I played. Did the GameCube have anything special? Or no, it was first?
Yeah, it was first. So, I mean, it's got some cute little things in it where, like, there's Rob, the robot, is in the background.
Oh, okay.
Little tiny things like that. but yeah, as far as features go, it's it doesn't have as many as the PlayStation 1.
There we go, got it. Sorry, I had to... He was really pulling me away from the button. That's an example of what can happen, although he decided to be nice afterwards. I actually think during this part of the fight, the button goes down slower. I think they thought maybe Trish would make it too hard to hit the button. And so it lasts longer? Because it seems like it always seems like it lasts longer during this particular phase. Ooh, almost. Oh, I almost got hit by the beam. Oh, I might still. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I definitely have it now. There's no way I don't. He can't outdamage me. You literally have to fight that long range. You can technically do it close range, but he randomly shoots out the little missiles. That final phase where he's overloading. And so you're just sort of supposed to circle the rim, and in Dante Must Die, where your air raid sucks, you pretty much just have to circle the rim and do pistol shots for like 3 minutes. It's really, really awful. We got a viewer during that nightmare fight. I'm kind of confused. Who are you? Like...
Nightmare fan 87.
Yeah,
he only watches the Nightmare fights on Devil May Cry streams and then leaves.
Well, he also might watch the Devil May Cry 2 underwater parts where you're playing as Trish. Because her underwater gun in Devil May Cry 2 is the Nightmare Theta. That was a good joke, Frank. High five.
Dante!
The stream is
Dante, why did you save
What's going
my
on
life?
here?
Is it? It looks fine on my end.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload the page.
Okay. Well, you're missing some really dramatic stuff. Where Dante says...
Look like my mother.
Dante says, like, Trish is like, why'd you save my life even though I tried to kill you? And he's like, because you look like my mother and I want to have sex with my mother. Obviously.
Yeah, how it goes.
Like every guy. It's really weird that he says
Don't come any closer, you devil! You may look like my mother, but you're nowhere close to her. You have no soul. You have the face, but you'll never have her fire.
Also, the sound's desynced here, but I think that's just the emulator.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird.
He's like, you look like my mom, but you're a bitch unlike her, and then he walks away.
Like, I saved you because you looked like my mother, but I'm just gonna leave now, I guess. You did try and kill me, so... I don't know. But it's super weird, because he totally, like, has the... Like, I don't know. Does he have the hots for her? Because it kind of seems like he does. And it really seems like he's got a sort of, like, casually flirty relationship with her come Devil May Cry 4.
I mean, like, I'm gonna assume for most people, if some lady that looked like their mom, only she's dressed like that, and throws a motorcycle at them, it's like, what? I feel that the situation is so beyond weird that it's hard to say what a person would do, I suppose.
Just like Mom used to do.
She threw a motorcycle at me, just like Mom.
I'm gonna keep my orbs in case I need another vital
Anytime we
star.
got good grades in school, Mom would throw a motorcycle at us.
So now I have to pulsate the heart and open the main gate.
Well, is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Mm-hmm. Oh, but first, there's a secret mission, the last one. Can you see the secret mission on this screen? Well, give it a second, I'll stand still. And you tell me where it is. You tell me what thing I'm supposed to interact with.
Oh shit, I totally...
Hourglass?
No, that's just a buying statue, where you buy things.
Okay.
No, it's like
That's
super
the store.
obvious. I can't believe you're not seeing it.
Oh, right, of course, the random wall.
Yeah, it's the wall. it's the wall.
Hidden bangle.
I forgot to mention when I beat Virgil and that whole thing happened where like I put the things together and I raised my sword up. I unlocked Sparta. I totally didn't even do that. This is Sparta and it's kind of cool. And it's really good against nobody.
Ha, nice meme, man. It's pretty good. Sorry. I'm tired.
That's fair. So, Sparta does not have a Devil Trigger. It has the same moveset as your normal sword, except you don't have to buy it. Oh, and it doesn't have the mid-air jump, which is kind of its biggest downside. But it does more damage per hit and has a longer range, but it doesn't have Devil Trigger. But it does enough damage that it sort of does more damage overall. It's generally pretty shitty against bosses, because, like, you want that Devil Trigger when they're vulnerable. But it's really good against a handful of dudes that you just do stingers to or whatever. Anyways, this is a maze where, like, I can never figure out where you're going, but no matter where you go, you always end up going the right way anyway. Oh wait, I forgot. It's not exactly the same. It has one different move. Which I'll show in a second. If you do its good combo, it ends with a stinger that does a lot of damage. But basically, if you just keep walking forward, you will end up in the right place before too long. Ah. Oh, he got big as he died. I've never even seen that. So the first part of this is just wandering around. I think these caves might even change their layout depending on where you go first, so you always go through the same places. The second part of the secret mission is a bit more interesting. We get to see the dragon again, only this time he's like he breathes out fire in the not fireball shape, and you just have to hit him.
He's not the red dragon from Golden Axe, he's the blue dragon.
Yes. Unfortunately, you can't ride it.
That sucks. Worst game ever.
So he's sort of a weird little mini-boss. And then there's a bunch of...
Taking a T-Rex, I gotta use it.
There's a bunch of frosts which you have to choose to fight, but you do have to fight them or you can't progress. Frick, thank you. There's 4 frosts that will spawn in, and you have, if you don't defeat them one after the other just right, then you can kind of get screwed, because they'll do a bunch of awful, because their teleport move is like, whoa, the slowdown, Jesus!
Which time? That's where that came from.
So, that's what happens when the emulator slowdown collides with the original game's slowdown. Because that move definitely caused slowdown the original, if I remember it.
Slowdown.
Well, we will see some slowdown, actually, in a moment. As a result of this thing. It's funny that I got so much, but... Also, like, that's supposed to be like a heart or something, I think? But it's totally in between the T-Rex's legs, so, like, I don't... It's also totally optional, it's just there to get orbs. But I'm pretty sure we're beating up his mashing on his balls.
Just stabbing his dragon junk over and over and over again.
Well, when you put it like that, it kind of turned on.
Oh no, that's another... Of course, I was gonna say that's a fetch community you're gonna have to create, but I'm pretty sure that's already up.
Yeah, no. Dragons getting their balls busted is definitely...
Oh yeah, that's... I think
ball busting is definitely a thing. And there's always... For every fetish, there's always... For every fetish that's about, like, a powerful thing, either being powerful or having its power removed, there's always dragons. There's always a dragon version.
It's true.
Okay, so right here is where the Bangle of Time is. Except, of course, it's a yellow orb. So the Bangle of Time is a really weird afterthought that they pretty clearly hid away because it's not totally functional, exactly. But it's pretty neat. You need a weapon that has... You can't use it with Sparta because it uses your devil... Again, it sucks because it uses your devil trigger, and your devil trigger is amazing in this game, and sort of super necessary. But basically, when you use it, you do a little animation and then time stops. And if I've selected the correct renderer, you'll even be able to see. With the wrong renderer, it's not good. So I'll show it as soon as I build up some Devil Trigger. I'll use it a couple times, but it's really... There's really nothing... Like, I've tried to make it work. There's nothing it's good against. Because you don't do a lot of damage while time is frozen. Because you're not in Devil Trigger, so... I don't really know what it's for. You can't really set up combos or anything. There's a time stop in later games too, but it's generally a lot better.
I'm sure originally it was gonna be way more... Like, it was gonna feature in the game way more, but it's just like, damn it, we already programmed it.
Well,
I'm not leaving it out.
I kind of get the impression it was a super late edition, actually. Like, it was something that they just, like, didn't quite finish. It was sort of like, that's a really cool idea and I want it in. Also, these guys are real bitches. God damn it.
I think that's their official name.
There we go. You have to be really careful, because if you slice them with your sword, it'll never work. Let's switch to grenades. Actually, let's switch to shotgun. That sounds fine. Actually, you know what? Just to show it off, I'll use a Devil Star too. So I don't have to build up my Devil Trigger. Also, everything makes a weird punching noise.
Just like in real life.
Only when time is frozen.
Only when time, yeah.
Just like in real life.
Just like in real life.
See, that's it. And it uses up your Devil Trigger so stupidly fast that, like, there's just no use from it. I think they weren't sure if it would be too good or not, so they just, like, made it... They made it eat up Devil Trigger like crazy in case it was really good, but it was actually really bad. So... Oops. Also, weird note, using items in this game does not penalize you. So if you use... Oh! I almost forgot! There's a specific enemy that's only in this area, which you'll see in just a second. It only shows up if you stand still in this area. It never shows up otherwise. It's so fucking random, I don't understand it. Like, I don't get who made that, I don't know what the purpose is.
The next morning they came in and the guy was like, I stayed up all night making this animation with what then? Fucking... I guess! What do you want me to do with it?
I literally played through this game 3 times as a kid without seeing that. Like... Because I'd always move around while these guys were exploding, and you never stand still otherwise, so...
Maybe it was just meant to, like, startle you or scare you, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was fucking startling when it finally did come out, because I played through the game several times. I was like, wait, what the fuck? What was that? I think maybe it's supposed to hit you while you're clearing these guys out, but I always move forward while I'm clearing these guys out, so... They home really well, and once they touch you, they sap life out of you ridiculously fast. It's really brutal, honestly. You can clear them out with melee attacks, but you'll get hit while you're doing it, so it's not actually a good idea. Also, you can see right there that the eyes are homing. That one just rolled right up to me and is waiting for me to... There, it's still rolling towards me. You can blow them up with guns, thankfully.
Just like realize.
Just like realize. That one's true, though. Don't do that. Please don't blow up people's eyes, guys.
Unless they're rolling their eyes at you. Then you can blow up their eyes.
See you rolling your eyes at me, young lady.
It's alright. Boom. Teach you.
Let's see if I can get it to show up again. There it is. Also, there's just like a bunch of... I always wonder in places like this, like, where are these skulls from? Whose skulls are they?
Other demons.
Do I have to fight these dudes? I probably want to, though. Come on, don't get in my way, other guy. There we go, he died. And yeah, so now, again, that guy won't show up anymore, the little dude. Also, you can stand that fire for a long time. It doesn't really Drain your health. I guess you're demon? Maybe that's normal?
Yeah. It's just like a hot tub for demons.
Oh wait, I'm gonna want Alistair just in case I miss a jump. You can't do a quick you can't do a quick switch between Sparta and the other weapons, unfortunately. So you always have to go through the menu, which is kind of a pain. Also, I think we're on the penultimate level here, so soon Boots will be able to go to bed. I'm sticking with it now. I'm leaning into it.
Oh, I'm already asleep.
No, the truth is I'm actually embarrassingly bad at names, and I'm surprised I've remembered names as well as I have.
Well, I think it doesn't help that everyone on the internet isn't a face, it's just a stupid internet name.
Mm-hmm. Hey, my internet name's really great.
Your internet name is great.
No, my internet name is Frank. Good joke. Can you kick Frank out of the Discord?
Good one.
Yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, good one, Chuck Green.
That door is really...
animation of the grabby hands going like,
like, there's like so many of them too. They look so... Oh.
Kaboom! Kaboom!
So, I have now discovered that there's a mobile game of Devil May Cry.
Really? Oh wait, I think I knew that. Yeah. But I don't know anything about it.
Looks like a shitty Nintendo or Super Nintendo game or something.
So is this the final? Yeah, okay, here we go. So we're now at the final... Well, first we're here. Which is kind of a cool area. It's got a reflection and everything. So let's get a better camera angle. There's a really fun part. There's a fun thing you can do here to see how they did the reflection. If you look close. If you look close whenever I swing my sword downward, you can actually you can see the reflection sword come up out of the ground. So there's just another Dante walking down there. I imagine they can do that because this area is relatively plain. But it's still a really neat effect.
Again, I must face a Sparta. Strange fate, isn't it?
Strange and ironic that it will end the same way.
Comes toast.
Irony has favored you this time. Look, there.
I don't think that's irony, dude.
No, it's strange and ironic.
Trish!
Don't even think about it. Blink. She died.
But my eyes are really watering.
So sad that humans will always be humans. No.
So is this dude like actually a statue, or it's never been clear to me if he decided to look like a big human.
Trish! No!
Oh, so you're ready for the very sad bits?
This is the best part of the game.
Oh yeah, I remember this cutscene. Good times.
What is the matter? It is time.
Oh no, that's the next. Sorry, that's the cutscene after the boss. The really famous one. I can deflect your beams with my eyes, but only the one time. That doesn't happen again.
Or are you going to keep zapping? Come out and show yourself, Mundus!
Oh, there's a very tiny chance the game will crash after this cutscene too, but I think it won't. Emulator doesn't like the FOVs, so... So who rebuilds the statue when he sits back down?
demons.
I guess, like, is there like a demon who's just really good at statues? And he's still a statue, is the thing. There's just a lot of questions I have.
It's like a Matryoshka doll. He's a statue inside a statue.
In them, I see the same light as in Sparda's eyes.
Why my mother?
That useless being. If you need a mother,
I love how emotive his poses are. It's very JoJo, honestly. Like,
It is really
Silence!
I think because he doesn't have a face, so they were like, point, grasp at my chest.
It's like very Power Rangers too.
Well, there's a bit of ghosting there. I think that's also emulator related. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, you can kind of see it on the screen.
Anyways, this is the part where I wear my hands out.
Oh really?
Yeah, because like, so far this has been a really good beat 'em up. So it's really, like, it's a good idea to have the final boss be like a shooter, right?
I
Like
think
that's
so.
what people like, is shooters.
I think that's how it works. That's the progression.
And like, it's really good in a shooter to have the button go as fast as you can fire, right? So you can probably even hear it. Wow, that's kind of lame. So you have to destroy the 4 orbs to make him vulnerable, and then you can hit him directly. And also, anytime you have 3 or more Devil Trigger slots, you can use them to do a big dragon attack. And you'd think that like the more Devil Trigger runes you spend on the attack, the more damage it would do, but you'd be really wrong. But it doesn't seem to do any more damage even if you build it all the way up. Or if it does, it's pretty negligible. So I generally do it as soon as he throws out more orbs. And there's also a button I can hold to make me go fast. But it's awkward to hold that and the shoot button at the same time, which is probably intentional. Yeah, once he throws out those shooty orbs, I toss the dragon out. That seems to be the best way to deal with him.
Even though it's this gameplay-wise, it doesn't really make any sense. You can clearly see the beginnings of Kamiya being like, what if the final boss fight was against something that's like 80 feet tall and flying around in outer space?
Yep. Yeah, the next phase of this is very Bayonetta. You'll definitely see it. Although and actually, come to think of it, Bayonetta has several sections that are shooters or racers or whatever. So I guess it's got that too. I kind of hate this attack. Because it lasts forever. I probably should have done this sooner. Shoot, I was only thinking. I guess it does more damage the more runes it has. It's just usually better to shoot it as soon as possible. That actually went pretty well though. Sometimes that could last more loops, but I mashed pretty hard. I used a lot of dragons.
Just shooting dragons left and right.
I'm probably gonna die on this fight several times. It's kind of brutal. In fact, the first time since I have less health, I'm almost certainly going to die several times.
You've got this. World record incoming.
Thankfully, I've got, like, I haven't even used Untouchables yet. I've kind of been saving them for this in case I really needed them. Because this dude is hard and different from the rest of the game also. And actually a pretty good final boss fight, all things considered. Hold on. We're going to want the shotgun because there's certain patterns of his orbs that it deals with really well. So, you have Sparda equipped for this, but you can go with Devil Trigger with him. And, when you go Devil Trigger, your sword swings get huge, basically. And you pretty much just want to, some of his attacks you want to hit. You want to, ooh, shit, hold on. He's basically got a bunch of different attacks and they're always overlapping in some way. Which is really cool because it means the fight's really dynamic and it's always a bit different. And he's being kind of nice to me by coming close a lot, but... And you can also, another thing that Devil Trigger Sparda lets you do is throw out a bunch of fireballs like that. Oh. Sometimes he spawns a dragon, and the dragon is really easy to kill and gives you full health. Not full health, but it gives you a big chunk of health. So it's actually the best thing in the world. And you want him to spawn a dragon all the time. It's...
Oh no. Not the health dragon.
Oh, please. The thing is, it's like not like... Usually things that give you health that are like a boss attack come on a cycle. But in this case, it's completely random when he decides to do it. Okay, so he'll put out big orbs around. Hold on, I need to focus. I got him! I got at least one of those reflected. So he puts out big orbs every once in a while, and you'll probably see him do it in a moment, actually. Yep, there's one right there. And he puts out 4 of them. And then after them being out for a while, he will suck them back in, and he'll shoot them out at you. If there's 3 or 4 of them left, it's almost impossible to dodge, and it's almost impossible to deal with in any way. So you want to kill at least 2 of them. But once there's only 2 left, once there's 1 or 2, they shoot out slower, and you can reflect them. And it does a lot of damage, and it's usually worth going for. Oh, hey, a health dragon. Oh no, a health dragon. Oh gosh.
Oh no, health dragon. Mundus is just like, why do you keep calling it health dragon? Because I'm so scared of it. Please don't send any more of them my way.
Oh no. You can also go up close and fight him. It's usually a sucker's game, but I try it every once in a while if I feel like he's vulnerable. Like right now, where he's got the moves running around the outside. Oop, but now I have to run again. Yeah, as soon as he does that, that attack can just combo you if you don't move. It's kind of brutal. So this is the big fireball attack. Oh, he hit me with him. Dick, that's really bad. They do a lot of damage. He can also kind of spawn them in awkward places you can't really get to without running into the fire. I've never really figured out exactly how these outer platforms even work exactly. I think he just spawned the health dragon. Yep, there it is. He's being really nice to me, which is good, because I came into this fight with low health. And I'm gonna die right now anyway.
Well, in fairness, Dante looks just like his mother, so...
God, maybe I'll do this first go. I was kind of expecting not to, and I'll cheese it on the second try. Oop, wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. Shoot, that's kind of a bad combo. He missed. Alright, I'll take it. He just decided not to hit me. I'm getting a lot of good damage. Oh my god, he's just letting me. Oh my goodness, so simple! That dude was just sat there. Thanks, Mundus.
You knew you had a long day.
But it's not quite over yet, because what happens at the end of every Resident Evil when you beat the final monster?
Oh, you gotta get the rocket launcher.
Well, after you beat the monster, you have to run out while there's a timed sequence.
Oh, sometimes.
I guess not every single time, but it happens in Code Veronica, and it happens in 4.
It does happen in 4.
It happens in Super Metroid, which is the best Resident Evil. And this is it.
Here we go.
It's the line.
My mother risked her life for me. And now you, too. should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
I love how his fucking voice breaks.
There's like no other part in the game that's like that. That's why it's...
Yeah, it's super... There's like a couple others, like when he's like, you're like my mother. It's kind of like that.
This was my mother's. Now I'm giving it to you.
But it's, again, it's super fanfiction-y. The big badass sword dude was like, suddenly really sad about shit and whatever. And then he left his really valuable sword that's actually like super useful.
Now. Rest in peace.
I met you like 3 days ago when you threw a motorcycle at me. Take my only mother's keepsake that is a portal to the underworld, and also my sword, which is also really powerful. It's fine, probably, to leave them. Anyway.
Oh, that's so great.
When a chick busts into your place of business and throws a motorcycle at you, you know she's a keeper. I mean, that's gonna be the cutest story to tell their kids years later.
So how'd you guys meet? Well, I wanted to be the one to fill her dark soul with light.
She threw a motorcycle at my fucking head.
And later she tried to shock me with electricity, but like it wasn't really a big deal.
It didn't affect the boss fight too much, so I'm not too mad at it.
Anyways, so there's a big time sequence, and like even on the hardest difficulty, as long as you don't fight the dudes you don't have to fight, it's really easy to make it out on time, I think. I don't quite remember that well, but I'm pretty sure, even on the hardest.
So I don't want to distract too much from the game, but I have a theory about like and you know, maybe there's some actual materials with this, but like the proto game, like what this game was before it became Devil May Cry. From based on the characters. So I think the original game was like, it's a Resident Evil type thing. You find this house and it's like about demons and all that, you know, but more the creepy vibe. And Dante was some sort of like researcher, just a regular guy trying to get through it. And Trish was like his girlfriend character. And she either was already part of the demons or she was corrupted by the demons, but it was played more straight, like, you know, like normal, like horror game type stuff. So like, but I think they left in like the dramatic stuff and the dramatic beats from that kind of story. And then it became silver-haired demon goofy guy and Coyote Ugly demon lady. Their wacky adventures.
Well, we do know about it.
Like leftovers from the story it was before, and then it became me and Alan. So
what we do know about the story it was when it was Resident Evil is that Dante was Lord Spencer's son.
Oh.
And had like a special virus injected into him, kind of like Wesker.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. You mentioned that.
And I don't know that we know much else about it really. Probably there's more. You can find out a bunch of info about a bunch of the Resident Evils that exist, Resident Evil 4s that existed.
The multiple Resident Evil.
Yeah, I should look that up. I bet there's probably something on like Unseen 64 cutting room floor, and there's probably a bunch of stuff on there. But I
know there's like a 10-minute long video of not this version, but the one that was I think there is a video of like a very early Devil May Cry when it was still Resident Evil, but there's also a video of the version of Resident Evil where there was like a hook dude who chased you through a castle, and like the castle was haunted and there were ghosts. Because I remember seeing that.
I saw that in the trailer. That was awesome, actually. That was awesome looking, actually, I thought, back in the day. But that was like, what? Oh, I was in high school when I saw that.
Fuck.
Wasn't that like, that must have been like, between 2000 and 2004 then. Jeez.
Oh, I have to fight this dude. Shoot.
But the theory that got me thinking of that kind of general theory about the characters they were and then what they became was like the whole thing about like Trish betraying you and like there being this connection between Trish and Dante that wasn't there. Like I think all the connection stuff and all that stuff was part of the original story, but then that got replaced after the fact by I'm in Devil May Cry bar and you threw a motorcycle at my head. like, you know, so it got Kamia'd out, and then they didn't like edit stuff into the later path to make it make sense with Goofy World. So that's all that like Dark Soul stuff. It's just like leftovers from that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I basically think that, I mean, my theory is that extended to the gameplay. Like, everything about this game that didn't go on to be later Devil May Cry stuff. All the stuff that got cut is the Resident Evil stuff. For the most part.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that, like, they never really say what he does at his bounty hunter business. Like, it's sort of assumed that he fights demons, and he does say at the start, like, that one didn't have the password, so I guess it's, like, implying it's not a real one, but, like, what was he... Like, does he go and fight, like, just, like, one demon in a house somewhere? Is he Ghostbusters-ing it? I think that's what the anime's about, but I couldn't watch more than half an episode of that. All I got was that he's really obsessed with strawberry ice cream, and that's, like, his entire personality? Yeah, that's literally... He's just like, I really want strawberry ice cream, that's me, Dante.
The best part of Sonic the Hedgehog was how the cartoon says he likes chili dogs.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Super weird. He acts nothing like Dante.
You know, my theory on that too is that, you know how after Pulp Fiction, like every movie was like about a hitman?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what spurred it on in Japan, but I think for a while Japan thought like, oh, the American like cool guy job is a bounty hunter. Now I'm literally basing this entirely on Devil May Cry now and Cowboy Bebop, but still, I think it's a pretty solid theory.
In a dark room, I think this might actually give someone a seizure. So.
Oh no!
The light flashing before the gate. And so this also strikes me as a very Resident Evil fight. Like, I think it's literally Nemesis.
There's no place to go. Look around.
Yeah, this is very Nemesis, actually.
Burial ground as well. This will be
a scrolling JPEG of Robbie.
So it's like a lot of ways, like you're supposed to sort of whittle him down, and if this dude walks all the way to the end of the room, you actually will just straight up die. And so it's a fight to fight him as fast as possible and knock down his hands. And actually, you can just do this. Oh wow, he's actually got an invincible frame there. There we go. Yeah, like just like the Phantom walking down the hallway fight, you can just do this to him.
This is actually awesome.
My face, hands, eyeballs.
It's a pretty cool thing.
It's turned into Flesh Monster.
Mm-hmm.
The wrong Yor.
I think you put the Chef Boyardee in the microwave.
If that bothers you, you should be lucky I never showed you all the files. There's so many misspellings.
You are powerless.
Also, the sound's really distinct here, but that's the emulator. Oh well. So, use your Devil Trigger and blast a big shot into Mundus. So what I need to do is enter Devil Trigger mode and fire a shot. And the best way to do that is to taunt, so you're literally taunting the final boss to death.
It looks like we have a winner.
jackpot.
Oh, he Kamehameha him.
I will return in the reboot!
He Kamehameha.
Hey, good job.
Goodbye.
Oh, nice. I just got it. It took me a second.
Give my regards to my son, will ya?
So everybody assumed the sequel would be his son fighting Mundus again. Because of that. Maybe it would have been if Kamiya did it. Who knows?
It would have been great if that portal that sucked him in made like a burp sound. Oh god. Oh, I thought they were. Oh, yeah, there. There's nothing I love/hate/love more than early 3D models kissing.
These tears. Tears are a gift only humans have.
Are you telling me the ending of GoldenEye doesn't get you hot and heavy?
Oh, too late.
Well, the cartridge tilting version.
That does get me pretty hot.
Kiss down,
Hey, can you guys remind me what happens at the end of Resident Evil 4?
It's never too late.
Like the very end?
You hop on the jet ski.
Oh.
And fly away.
Oh, so there's like a vehicle section to escape an exploding island, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. Just wondering.
Just.
Oh, that's why the plane was there.
Are you ready?
Except, like, there's no... Like, we're underground, so...
he has demon power.
I'm totally missing all this quality dialogue. I did catch tears are only a gift only a human has.
Yeah, devils never cry. So, the controls for this are really good. If you hit one direction, then hit another direction, you'll do a barrel roll, which just sort of sends you flying off in a random direction. You can hit X to shoot for no reason. And you have so much health, nothing matters. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Oh my god, I hate this so much when games do this.
Bonk.
Maybe you shouldn't play Wonderful 101 because this happens a lot.
Oh yeah. Like,
Wait, did I die? I actually managed to die! I've never done that. Wow.
Good job.
I literally didn't think, like, I guess you don't have to run out all your health. I always assumed since you have so much health by your second or third playthrough, you literally couldn't die. But I guess you can.
That just gives me flashbacks to game. I just like good games that pull this shit in. Just like the original Halo, which I think is
I love
good,
the Halo ending.
It might not have, but like just. I mean, the spectacle of it is neat, but then it's just like, oh, I went off this ramp. Oh, I didn't go just fast enough to hit this other thing. Oh, well, this is fucking fun. Like,
I mean, if you play it with in co-op, I think it's a lot better because like one of you gets to.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
Which gets to shoot the dudes away.
Just endgame frustration.
I know a lot of people hate the Maw. I really like it though. But then I like the library too. So maybe
everybody ragged on the library. I actually really like the library.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a slog, but that's the idea. It's the zombie.
Yeah, it's like suddenly survival horror, and it kind of works in this game. All right, cool.
Right. Oh, this is great. You should listen to this dialogue.
So blue.
The sky is fair. It'll always be above everyone's head, no different.
What the fuck does that mean?
Sky. I feel like my heart is becoming clear.
So good.
Let's not forget, though, the Underworld's evil is still alive. They will someday return.
Maybe it sounds wittier in Japanese.
There's no need to worry, right?
I'm willing to put money at that.
Legendary Dark Knight Dante and his sidekick.
Lady, let's not go that far. You threw a fucking motorcycle at me. I'm gonna drop you off at the nearest Coyote Ugly, and you can make your own way.
Maybe. They don't show the part where they land and he throws the airplane at her for good measure.
Okay, great.
So we changed the neon
the
sign,
place?
I guess.
Somebody's calling the moon.
We'll be right there. This one has the password. Sounds heavy.
Okay, let's get it over with in 10 minutes. Can't let a single one of those suckers live.
5 minutes.
More than enough.
So like, do they walk there, or?
They take the biplane down the street. They just drive, taxi it down the road.
Yeah, that biplane dialogue was pretty strong.
Like the sky, I feel like my heart is becoming clear. Like that's what the fuck? Literally, what the fuck is Dante talking about when he's like, the sky is above everyone's head, no different.
Hey, he's not wrong.
What the fuck does
I
that
suppose,
mean?
from a factually speaking.
Like what I honestly don't even know what they're going for. Like, is he a socialist? Like what?
Well, it very much reminds me of the dialogue from practically every single bit of serious dialogue from Dead Rising. So I think that's just what Capcom thinks people talk like.
That's just the Capcom style guide.
Yeah, that's... Use weird metaphor that makes no
Well,
sense.
I think it was trying to be the kind of scene where it's like they come out and like in a better written version of that scene, although it's still cliche, it'd probably be something like it's like, oh wow, the sun! I haven't seen the sun, and it's like, yes, the sunrise will always come even when it's dark. Like that's cliche as hell, but that works. But that just got like weirdly badly written and mistranslated to the skies above our heads. Great.
All the time. Oh.
Also, there's still demons. So just soak up that sky up there while you can.
So
she's like, wow, I feel like I'm not evil anymore because there's the sky.
Yeah. So, maybe I can talk about Devil May Cry 2 a bit here, because I'll be skipping it. I'll probably talk about it a bit in 3 as well.
Fine.
Devil May Cry 2 sucks. And, it's like super, it's worse than you'd think, because a lot of people cut it slack at the time. It's really worse.
Is it like the kind of like the weird like resurgence of people being like the prequels were actually pretty good for Star Wars? Is it
yeah,
that
well,
kind
like
of thing?
at the time, there weren't things to compare it to, and it was like, oh, it's the next Devil May Cry, so a lot of people bought into it. And it's like even more moodier and edgy than this one, and like dark and brooding, and a lot of people fell for that because it was like prime, like that was peak Hot Topic when it came out. So
we have reached peak hot.
Like, I have a friend in high school who used to get really pissed at me. He still will, I think, if I mention that it's bad. But it is. And so it had a period where people cut it slack when it came out, and then afterwards, only the fans of the series were like, this is really shit, so it got a really bad reputation, and now there's all the people who liked it before are like feeling nostalgic, like, no, it was actually pretty good. It was alright.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's garbage. Everything sucks about it, and I won't talk about why. There's a dude who did a Let's Play on Let's Play Archive, if you really want to know. He goes through pretty thoroughly and shows why it's shit. But, like, Kamiya, the guy who made this game, who directed it, he didn't know a sequel was happening. He found out that the sequel was being made, via a press release.
Oh, so they pulled a snake's revenge on him then.
Oh, yeah. He was like, oh, okay.
The same thing happened with Okami, didn't?
Did it? I didn't even know that. Jesus.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with Okamiden, and Okami, anyone who's played Okami, it very obviously ends in such a way that like you knew he had more in store, like more planned for the game series, and then he found out that he wasn't going to be working on, there was going to be an Okami sequel, and he wasn't going to have any part of it, and he was just like, oh, it's cool, I guess.
Oh, huh. Hey, what if I made my own company?
Just starts thinking about it.
So, hey, here's an idea. What if? Fuck all y'all.
Yeah, hey, here's an idea. What if? And then he just holds his middle finger up and walks slowly out of the room.
I have one idea. Actually, two. No, that's what I was gonna say, Portex, is that it's like when that happened to him for Devil May Cry 2, he was like, he had this weird urge. It's like, I want to like yell at somebody on something. Twitter is the word that comes to me. I don't know what that means. It's like he like gets like phantom future like wanting to like yell on Twitter, but he doesn't. It hasn't been invented yet.
He actually encouraged the creation of Twitter just so he could.
Yeah.
So he could yell at people.
But yeah, so everything about this game that was a slog is like the entirety of Devil May Cry 2. And all the interesting things that are sort of Resident Evil-y were already taken out. And even the action bits are a lot worse. There's just less interesting. There's less to do with the enemies, and the move list is more limited. It's really, I'm not going to make you guys watch it, and I'm not going to slog through it. Because the point of the series is to have fun. So,
So, I'm assuming there's no story parts of 2 that we need to be caught up on, or is it like... The thing
about 2 is that it takes place after... 3 is a prequel to this.
Oh, okay.
And 4 takes place after this, but as far as anybody can tell, 2 takes place after 4. So 2 is the last chronologically. Sure. Which to me kind of explains part of, like, Dante in 2 is like really dull and like very like and like he doesn't react a lot, and like they're going for dark and brooding because they didn't really get what made Dante a fun character in this game. But the way I interpret it is like he's old, and like to the other characters in the story, this is, oh my god, their world's gonna end. But to him, this is like the 20th time he saved the world, and like the reason it's so easy and boring for him is, and like he's not doing a bunch of cool tricks because he's just like, I'm not really feeling it today. Like that's my personal canon. He's just like the other, there's like a female lady. That's her personality, so that's how I'm describing her. And she's the other playable character, which was so important that they bundled a second disc to play as her.
Sure.
And like she's like
2 or 3?
This is 2. Okay. And she's just like, so to her she's like really serious about it, and I think and she probably thinks like Dante's like really into her or something, but she's like, I don't really, whatever. Like, I think he's just sleepwalking through the whole thing. That's my personal opinion.
Phoning it in.
So that's interesting though, that you kind of a little tangent, but that's interesting about like what 2 basically being the latest one, like what 3 and 4 happening before 2.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of reminds me of what happened with the Fast and the Furious series with Tokyo Drift. Do you guys know about this?
No.
So
was
Tokyo Drift
I know that Tokyo
is the
Drift
third
is,
movie,
yeah.
because you got Fast and Furious, and of course the eternal classic Too Fast, Too Furious.
Right.
And then you've got Tokyo Drift, and Tokyo Drift is, the third one, quote unquote, but it's like kind of side characters, and they're in Japan, and they're like, it's like different characters than, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel and all them. And so I think a character dies in Tokyo Drift, and it's like a big thing. And so like that character comes back in later stories. So all of the Fast and the Furious I guess you'd say.
Furiosa.
Fast and Furiosas. All the ones after that are prequels to Tokyo Drift.
Wow.
They all happened before. So you think back to all of the, I'm sure you've watched them all. Think back to all of the Fast and the Furious movies that have come out since Tokyo Drift.
Jesus.
Those all had to happen in world before 2006.
What the fuck? So are they
I believe if you watch them, you can see
beast.
people using either. I think I've heard that you can still see people using like flip phones and stuff like that because they all had to happen before 2006. Or I haven't watched them, so it's possible that they just went anachronistic and didn't follow up on that. But I think But yeah, it was
that is pretty fucking dedicated because.
Yeah. I think they've only recently gotten away from that, like gotten around that, because I think they brought back like a character who died. I think they brought him back, some bullshit probably. But I think I think they've only recently gotten around that. But yeah, like they all had to happen before, because Tokyo Drift happened in 2006, so they all had to happen before that.
And they really devoted themselves to it. That's adorable.
Yeah, and like one of them, I think it was 4 or 5, even had the character that died in Tokyo Drift in as like a main character in the show, so it was like they couldn't do it after he died until they probably did some bullshit later, who knows. But yeah, like I always found that kind of funny.
So so Devil May Cry after 2 came out, they were like, wow, we need to sort of recover some fan appeal, and so they didn't get Kamiya, but they got most of the original team to work on it. I'll have to look up exactly who, but to work on 3 after 2, and so it's a good game. But they also like did a prequel, I think, for several reasons. I think they always kind of want. I think Kamiya probably wanted to do a prequel himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems to be very into like his own characters and like wishing he could be the one to flesh out their story.
Wishing that he could fill their dark souls with light.
Yeah, fill their dark backstories with light.
Sorry, Frank, it's pronounced light.
That's how I always sound though when I yell. My voice just breaks. Light. But by the time 4 came out, I think nobody gave a shit about 2. Because there is literally no way 4 goes into 2. It doesn't. There's no fucking way. Like, there's some serious developments in the story, and like it sort of ends off on a maybe things are tied off note. But like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to go right into 2. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And like, where is Trish? I don't know. I guess maybe she's on vacation. She's like, you're on a call. Do you need help?
She was on
like,
paid vacation.
Like, do you need help or something? He's like, nah, it's not really. It's just like a normal whatever.
He just forgets who she is after. Do you need help? Who are you?
Well, she's a secret playable character, but if I remember correctly, she has no part in the story. Because, I don't know. Because why would we put anything that people like from the first game in the second one? Now, did this game have a bloody palace? No, it didn't. That was later. So that is the whole game then. Oh yeah, and then you just get to select your difficulty, so they don't even give you a break or anything.
Oh, the A ranking is absolute? It's not awesome?
Yes. I think it's awesome. It's different in every game, actually.
It's awesome in Beautiful Joe.
You know, this is so random, but what always sticks in my head about Devil May Cry was the review that I think was in Game Informer back when it came out. Because I loved reading game magazines. I read a ton of them. And, like, Game Informer would always do they'd say the title of the review or whatever, like what game they're reviewing, and then they have, like, little, like, subtitle underneath it of their kind of, like, it's actually basically, like, the title of the article under it. So I just remember it said, Devil May Cry, and then under it said, and God May Smile. And I'm just like, good one, guys. It's clever.
Nice.
I don't know why, it's just the kind of, like, shittiness of that always stuck in my head. Every time I see Devil May Cry, I'm just in my head, I'm like, and God May Smile. Aw.
That's sweet.
Because, you know, they liked it, so it's like God smiling at the game, I guess, you know.
Right, sure. I mean, that's a thing.
They wrote for their jobs.
Professional.
Slammy Slavis Wunya.
Jesus.
Oh, I'd actually forgotten about that. Thanks for that.
Thanks, Chet.
What's that? I don't even... What is it? Was it Chet? I literally don't remember what that phrase is from.
Well,
everybody blamed it on Chet.
Yeah, that was...
yeah.
Because that was back when we blamed anything we didn't like about TF2 on Chet just for no reason. And then out of that, whenever the Demo Man...
Achievements,
yeah, the Demo Man achievements came out, and one of them was called Slammy Slavis Woundia.
I feel like it's the Scout achievements.
We decided that that was Chet's sole contribution to TF2, and that he did literally nothing else other than that.
I got this real good idea for an achievement. I should put in Slammy Slavis Woundia because he's black and he's got one eye. Get it? It sounds like. All right, bye.
Eric's eyes just darting back and forth, like, cool, I guess.
Well, there was times like I heard like stories about like when Eric Walpole would kind of like fidget and do stuff when he's writing, and like their story of like him, like he would like take a pillow and just kind of like hold her, like, you know, just kind of like, I guess, to do something with his hands. So I picture him like just staring at Chet and then just throwing the pillow at his face or whatever he's fidgeting with at the time, just like, Chet, go away.
Like a fidget spinner today, right? Topical.
Oh yeah.
Topical.
That was my high five
when you look back on this stream like 3 years from now.
I don't look back on anything I do, Portax.
You know, the thing that amazed me about fidget spinners is that I feel like, okay, the fidget spinner phenomenon and then the hate for the fidget spinner phenomenon. I'm more annoyed by the hate that people have.
Hey, I'm
and,
gonna stop the stream.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stop before we get into fidget spinners. Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
No offense.
This is also how all of my streams end.
No offense, Boots.
Desperately trying to cut off the conversation.
Sorry, I should have brought it up. I'm sorry. I'll go have a Timbit.
Anyways. Man, that is something that Boots always says.
I'll go have a Timbit.
He's always talking about going and having Timbits. It's amazing.
Maple Leaf.
Degrassi.
A hockey?
Yeah.
Anyways, Frank, comment and subscribe.